Telling Out Stories, sponsored by Say It in a Card. Need the right card right now? Meet Say It in a Card. On the go, busy day? With just a few taps on your phone, you can pick any card category, personalize it, animate it, and send instantly. From the fun and festive birthday, love, thank you, to heavy hitter moments, sympathy, breakup, repairing a friendship. Yes, we cover that too. Original animations bring your message to life. Confetti, sliding text, playful colors, custom motion, all built inside the app. Make your greetings stand out. Why scramble for a card, rummage through stores, or send a plain text when you can craft something meaningful, quick, and totally you? It's convenience meets creativity. Download Say It in a Card now on iOS and Android. Create, animate, send in one effortless tap. Your moments matter. Make them memorable. Oh, you rolling? Can you put your phone on silent? Or do not disturb?
He got where Ryan got ADD. You know he was inside.
That's the one with ADD. All right, so listen, again, thank you very much for being here. This is Finner's first time doing Telling Out Stories, Black, Gay, and Aging. This is the over 40 edition, so you may see some new faces here.
Oh, you said over 40.
Yeah, over 40. You're over 40. Now, Marvin is our senior here.
Wait a minute.
And Elliot is right behind him.
Wait a minute. I said Calvin is before me.
Oh, Calvin is before. Oh, okay, well, Calvin.
I just don't look it.
Well, you do. But this is Black, Gay, and Aging, Telling Out Stories. I appreciate you guys for being here. I was really going to do another conversation. Telling Out Stories is the series, it's the name of the series. But we were going to do a conversation, I was going to do a conversation called the Couples Edition. And I was going to sit down with couples and actually have a conversation about what it is to, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce for longevity, whatever. But I believe in energy, I believe in the universe, and I was at a Halloween party and a couple people stopped me and said, young people, probably in their 20s or early 30s, they were like, oh my God, that series was so amazing. Please keep doing it. And that was literally like a couple weeks ago. And then Ryan, he was at a job fair. Somebody stopped him and said, I love the work that you guys are doing on YouTube. And Ryan was like, what work are we doing on YouTube? And then Marvin lives in DC. Somebody stopped him. Calvin, somebody stopped him. So I was just like, well, maybe one of Tito's exes DM'd me. And I was just like, I was like, oh my God, I just love this series. But all of these things happen in succession, right? Right, so I was just like, well, maybe I should do that conversation again. Maybe we need to kind of, expound on it and go into some other territories. And then Ryan sent me a text message along with a few other of our friends because someone he knows passed away, and he passed away at home. He was alone. One of Elliot's friends passed away. Elliot found his friend deceased. And so I was just like, okay, maybe that's a part of the conversation that we need to have. And having conversation around preparedness in terms of like your paperwork, your banking, all of your finances, that kind of thing too. So I kind of want to go into that as well. But still talk about some of the things that we talked about before. So just a little housekeeping. There's a restroom right here if you need to use the restroom. You cannot take a shit in my house. If you need to shit, you need to go home.
I defecate.
Oh, you defecate. Oh, okay, there is a difference. But speaking of that though, I want to start with like dating, talking about dating. And the reason that I wanted to kind of approach this similar to what we did before, but kind of different, because what I'm hearing, especially with the conversations around people dying, and some of the friends that I have said, that's one of my biggest fears is dying and being at home and no one finding out for like a few days. But when it comes to dating, but we want to start at the beginning. So when it comes to dating, do you think about, like I just made a joke about taking a shit, is that something that you kind of you're nervous about when you first start dating someone? Is that something that you kind of keep secret and you don't want people to know, or
That you shit.
that you shit? Do you make?
Well, that's human stuff.
It is human stuff, Ryan.
Ryan Spears is going to go home.
Ryan Spears is going to go home when he's dating and when he's around his friends. I've had things at the house and Ryan will leave. You don't even know he left the house.
And I'm going to go home.
He was like, well, I had to use the bathroom and I just didn't want anybody to know. And I'm like, Ryan, there were bathrooms that you could
When
have.
you travel with people, what do you do then?
Right.
Say what?
If you're traveling in a hotel, you gonna leave the hotel and go home?
I mean, now that we're getting in TMI, I have a hard time on vacation.
You need some counseling.
Don't he need some counseling? But I'm gonna tell you something. He will go down to the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
But that's even worse. That's the
Yeah, I can't do public bathroom. Like I can't defecate. in
I need to
public
be in a place by myself.
Yeah, I have to.
I need
I
that.
can't do that.
So if you're just starting out and you're dating someone
Oh, I'm going.
and you're taking your first trip and you're away and you're in a hotel.
Oh, if we're in our room. Oh yeah. I'm very prepared for that. Like
What does that mean?
Prepare.
like wipes, air spray. You know.
But my question is, are you nervous to go in the restroom?
I'm not nervous about that. I can't do public bathroom.
Are you embarrassed to go in the restroom? And you
No. I cannot do public bathroom. They're just nasty. And
Right. But in a hotel, if you're just meeting someone, not just meeting them, but let's just say
first trip.
you're in your
Oh,
first trip
I'm okay.
and you're in the and you got to use the restroom. Are you concerned or embarrassed?
Never.
Never.
That's
Wait, hold on. One at a time. One at a time.
Oh,
So for me, it's like using the restroom. Like I don't care who's around. When it comes time to using the restroom, it needs to come out.
You gotta shit.
And this is the thing: as we get older, your body, it's not. You can't hold things in like you used to hold things in.
It's like when you were in your 20s.
Right, exactly. So it's one of those things. When I have to go, I have to go. It's not holding anything back.
Or I might
I'm
ask
not
you
ashamed of
That's
that.
the
Well, you're
icebreaker.
human.
I might ask
You're
you.
human. So that's what's going to happen anyway. And I think
Ryan.
Yeah.
that's one of the things that people need. I mean, they need to know all of these things.
But I think
They're
if
gonna
we're
smell. They're gonna smell
I
you
might
at some
actually
point in
leave
time.
the room.
You know?
Oh, come on.
but if we're traveling together at that point, we probably have already used the restroom around each other. We've had to go.
No, this is your first trip.
But the first trip, you spent the night at my house. Like we've been in the same space to have to use the restroom before.
Right, but we know that, Ryan, you're going to go downstairs if it's a 2-story house. You're going to go downstairs, Ryan, and you're going to use the restroom while he's working, while your partner is on the phone at work.
This level of comfort or shame or perception. So Ryan, let's talk about it.
Because I think that kind of spills into this whole idea of sending a representative.
Okay.
We know you got a shit.
Yeah.
Would you ever get to the point where you're comfortable shitting in front of your friend?
Calvin, he won't even shit at my house. He will go home.
These counseling.
He needs some counseling.
I mean, I've been in a relationship for 2 or 3 years and be like, listen,
So you think that he doesn't know that you shit?
I mean, everybody knows we all.
Is that why you don't eat?
But what is?
That might be why he doesn't eat.
That's a bottom trait.
That's a what?
Bottom trait.
Are you bottom shaming?
Oh.
How is a soft top shaming somebody?
I'm not saying it's just a bottom trait. They don't eat.
No, that's not. I don't concur.
Thank you, Ellie.
Your bottom.
That's an individual trait.
What did you say, Calvin?
Your bottom.
What was that, Elliot? Y'all are so stupid. Y'all are so stupid. You're human.
That's bottom
I get it.
And that's one of the things to me, like breaking the ice. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, even with my guy, like
Break the shit.
the first time, like he was kind of like, "Dang, I never expected anything like that to come out of me." But it is what it is.
Come out of you?
Yeah, like.
Oh, you smelled like you needed an autopsy.
He was like,
You so well put together. I'm like, does this nigga shit?
You said what?
Yeah, you so well put together.
Look, and
So we
see,
all use the bathroom.
you know, when you're crazy about something, regardless, I'm not gonna like say, "Oh, okay," I'm not gonna put me to the side, you know, just because I'm in something with someone. I mean, you have to use the bathroom. You have to use the bathroom.
You don't, it's gonna mess your skin up.
Yo, it's gonna do more than that.
It's gonna do more than that.
It's gonna do more than that.
So Ryan is the only one that's afraid to have a
And that's Ryan.
bowel movement.
Ryan, I'm gonna see
Yeah, because mine is just like,
Please.
I'm like public. I can't go on an airplane. I can't go like in the
Who goes on
airport,
an
but I
airplane?
can't, not-
Look,
Everybody.
even then, that's why you have.
Well, wait a minute, because Finner is a flight attendant.
Like,
So I've got
Unless
Clorox
I really
wipes, I
have
got
to.
everything. I will wipe that thing down and
Yeah.
dress that toilet up like a mummy and inside.
So what I hear you saying is, when I'm waiting for my vodka cranberry, you're in the bathroom shit.
Maybe. Well, luckily I think I've only had to use it one time. But typically, no, I can get to the. I'm usually good by the time I get to the. Until I get to the hotel.
Right.
But
So you hold it that long when you're doing a 4-hour flight?
No, he said
no.
he's going to use the bathroom.
I'm going to use it either way. But typically, I don't have to use it. It's like you have a certain time that you use it anyway.
Right, yeah.
And for some strange reason, my body knows. Not all the time. Like if I'm sick, like the time that I had to use it, I was actually sick during that time, and I actually had to leave the trip because I had food poisoning.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell Ryan where there's another bathroom? He's like to use it here.
Right, I'm gonna go home.
You went upstairs, they got one upstairs.
I'm gonna go home. Full bathrooms.
It's 4 here. This is a big room. You got 4 bathrooms.
So what is it about like using the
My body just goes. It just shuts down.
It locks up.
And you always been like this, like ever since.
Really? Yeah, that's a different conversation.
Right.
But no, that was just a little icebreaker. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I've had a lot of people, a lot of friends or people that I know who have said, I'm afraid of dying alone, being at home alone. And of course, we're all now over 40. And we're now starting to see some of our own friends. Some of us have lost our parents or parent. And so it's starting to feel closer to home, right? And I know for me, like I've already started thinking more about my own mortality, and I start thinking more about like what's next, like what's on the other side, right? So who's single here? You're in a relationship. Okay.
I think we all are.
Elgin, you didn't look too sure.
You single?
Who, Elliot or Elgin?
No, Elgin.
Elgin, sure.
We're gonna go with
I
single.
would say both E's really didn't rate their hand
Who's
fast.
single? Elgin, you single?
Who, me?
Elgin.
Oh, Elgin.
Remember, this is on camera.
I did this. I don't know what Elgin did.
Elgin was a bit reticent.
Hey, we're gonna go with single for today.
Okay. So Finner is the only person that's in a relationship. Okay. How long have you been in your relationship?
6 years now.
6 years? Oh, wow. Nice. Huh?
Time goes by fast. So
You should be a part of the couple series.
Yes. Well, maybe.
It's coming to an end.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? That was so negative. That was terrible. You're such a negative Nancy. So you said it's been 6 years? Wow. Okay, so what's the secret sauce? What would you say is the secret sauce for this relationship for you?
We're both fighters, so I think it's the understanding that we are both human. I think when you go into something thinking, I think you want the relationship, you picture this relationship that you want in your head, or you're like, this is what I have to have, this is what I want. But the reality is, no one is perfect. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those things where you're adjusting and you're getting to know people all of the time. People are always changing, you're always growing. I'm not who I was at 20, I'm not who I was at 35, I'm not who I was at 40. So interests change, things change, and so you're just constantly figuring each other out. You never stop growing together and figuring each other out. Today you may hate something about them, that may not bother you tomorrow. Tomorrow it may be something else. So it's just growing, being patient. I think patient more than anything, and just I think not taking it too serious. I think you have to kind of still live. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times we also think I'm compromising or things like that, and I don't think it's that serious. I think you really have to get to this place where you have to kind of just brush things off and not take things too serious, and then I think you can make it work that way.
And be able to shit. Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question. What type of advice would you give to somebody who wants to stop dating altogether? They've been hurt, they don't want to date anymore.
Who wants to stop?
They just want to stop. Would you tell them
You
to
asking
stop?
for a friend?
Well,
I got a friend like this.
Well, this is my thing. People can say I want to stop dating, and it may be that way until they find that person who changes their mind. So, I don't think you can't control fate. It's going to happen. You can try, but God may send somebody your way, and they may change things.
So considering you now have been in a relationship for 6 years, has anybody else been in a relationship for 6 years or longer? Okay. What would you say, and all of you, the three of you, for example, What would you say in terms of relationships in general is sometimes missing, and why do you think sometimes the majority of relationships, if I could venture to say majority, don't make it to 6 years? What is it that you've learned or you know about being in a 6-year relationship or longer? Because Tito, you were in a 10-year relationship at one point. What do you think is missing or most people miss?
I don't know about anybody else's relationship, but me and my partner, we grew to become friends and a sexual interest. The sexual interest.
Speak up. Clear that stuff out your throat.
Anyway, we grew to be friends.
Yeah.
We both recognized it because the sex stopped for a minute, and it got to one point where I'm like,
Don't touch him.
And it wasn't a ugly thing. It was just I didn't feel that anymore.
Well, that wasn't really my question. My question was, how did you reach 6 years or however long, and what do you think is necessary to get to longevity that a lot of people don't get to? What was the secret sauce in that relationship?
I think it's patience. I think you have to be patient. And you have to be understanding that this is still a person and nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
I think as soon as something goes wrong in a relationship, people say, I'm done with this person. I'm not going to do this. I don't have to stand for this. But if you do that, then you'll constantly be in and out of relationships all of the time. If you just don't, if you just don't have the patience or the understanding.
I would agree with that, because I think what happens is, and when I look at the landscape of the community and just the people that I know in the community, because I know more people who are single than are in relationships. And I think what happens is people are constantly starting over. And my question is always, even in my own relationships, if you're not going to fight for me, who are you going to fight for? What is it going to take for you to fight for the relationship?
Well, can I pose this question?
Go ahead.
Back to what I was saying. We grew apart. Maybe people stay in relationships. Now, I'm not being Debbie Downer. Maybe people don't recognize when they should get out of a relationship.
I think that happens
Just because
too.
you're in a relationship for 7 years don't mean it's a good relationship.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is we both recognize we're better friends.
Yeah.
And just because it's no longer sexual don't mean it's not a relationship.
Yeah.
And we went 2 years without sex, but we were still in a relationship.
Without sex with each other, or just without sex?
Without sex with each other.
Okay.
But we were still in a relationship.
So it became open.
We lived in the same house.
The relationship
we
became
didn't have
open?
a conversation about being open. We just didn't talk to each other about that. He didn't question me and I didn't question him. But we knew we were seeing other people. But we became really good friends. But we knew that when the relationship was over, it was over. And so when we split, went our separate ways, we were really good friends.
It sounds like y'all were friends before.
Yeah, y'all were friends. Yeah. What, Elgin?
We went 5 years of intimate relations.
What did you say, Elgin?
It sounds like y'all were separated way before the relationship was over.
Yeah.
Well, that
He
happens.
said that 2 years before.
That happens.
Yeah.
Right, and
But we were still-
so when why didn't you all have a conversation about it? Was the presumption that we're both fucking other people, and you
Yeah.
said
No,
when
when
you're
we
seeing other
finally
people,
separated, we did have the conversation. But we had to get to that point of having that conversation.
and then to loop this back to what Craig is talking about, did you all stay together? Do we stay in these things because we don't want to die alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did stay together. When we ended the relationship, we moved out. We went our separate ways.
But I think sometimes what happens is people stay in relationships because they have a fear of being alone, growing old alone, dying alone, that kind of thing. My question more so, Tito, maybe you can give some insight on this. How did your relationship get to 10 years? Fenner gave us his perspective, but why did that particular relationship get to 10 years as opposed to any other relationship, or what we typically see?
I think, well, first of all, I think when I had met him, I was just buying my first place, right? And I remember you guys was like, oh, when is such and such gonna move in? I was like, he's not. Like,
I remember that.
Like, he's not about to move in just because I have a new place. I think that's part of it. So, and that's one of those things where allowing me to live in my space and be okay with my space, and then, but I always lean on him for like decision making within the house because I said, and I may have this conversation with you guys, like at some point he's gonna move in, so I want him to, when he move in, he feels comfortable.
Yeah.
Like he's, you know what I'm saying, whether it was the color of a room, furniture, whatever. I always got his input because I knew that day was coming, and it was 5 years later that he decided to move in, and it. But
the place didn't feel foreign to him because he had input on whether it was paint or whatever.
But a part of that, yeah, like, and even if the roles were reversed, if he had just bought, I would never want to, like, and then I had another relationship, like, after the 10-year relationship where the roles were reversed. The guy had just bought his house, and he did not want to move to, this is a long distance relationship, he did not want to move to Atlanta, and I was, like, really contemplating whether or not I should move up there. But my decision was I wasn't gonna move in with him because he had just got his place. You know what I mean?
So you wanted him to have the freedom to
because I
be in
think
this
a lot of
space.
times, we've all seen it where the partner end up moving in because of whether they lost a job or they in between.
Because of circumstance.
Yeah, and it's
not because the relationship has graduated to.
Don't you got friends that you can move in with? You know what I'm saying? Like why do the partner take it upon themselves to, like, oh, I guess he has some. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He has friends, he has whatever. And even if he doesn't, let me help you find somewhere because what's going to happen is there's going to be some resentment.
Yeah, because I think sometimes we move in prematurely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's not ready for that, like.
But then if you don't offer it to me.
But again, like, if it's too soon, though.
Yeah, like, why just met you if that's the time?
Well, I mean, I know I was dating someone, this was many years ago, and I remember he was in a bind, and he needed a place to go. And we had only been dating maybe like 2 months, and you couldn't come stay with me. I didn't even offer it. Like, you got to find you some friends. Like, we're your friends. Yeah. Like, I can be a support system in other ways.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's way too soon. But interestingly enough, when you said before he moved in, you allowed him to have input on whatever, design, paint, whatever. I remember being in a relationship a long time ago where I didn't even feel, and he had asked me to move in 6 months into us dating. And I was like, well, no. If we're still together a year in, then I'll go ahead and move in. And at that year mark, I ended up moving in. But I never felt like it was our place. Like, my clothes were folded in a corner. I parked in visitor parking. It was a condominium building. Okay. I parked in visitor parking. And then he ended up having custom closets done. And I still didn't have a place for my clothes. And I'm just like, and like looking back, like that could never happen today. But looking back, I'm like, that really had an impact on the relationship. That helped disintegrate the relationship. Because I was really feeling like, yeah, this ain't really.
What made your relationship last 10 years? I mean, what was the...
I think it probably lasted 10 years because just each of us being allowed to live in our own space. Like I said, we didn't move in together for 5 years, so he stayed in his apartment, I stayed in my condo. Then when he moved in, it was another 5 years.
But once he moved in, you was still on, he was not on the mortgage or anything like that?
No.
See, me and my apartment.
I mean, he paid other miscellaneous bills. Yeah, we had a whole conversation. Like, before he even moved in, like, we had a conversation, like, this is what I'm thinking, you know, can I get your input, like, what bills rate? I would never want him to pay on my mortgage because it's in my name, so, you know what I mean? So he may pay, like, something else.
But see, that's a good part of the conversation, too, because, yeah, it was your condo, you had bought the condo, but at what point do we move or venture into, like, partnership where it's like our place? Because it's like, let's just say y'all ended up being together, like you said, y'all were together for like another 5 years. He's not really building any equity, but and you said in your case, like, he wasn't paying the mortgage, but he was paying bills. Right. But it's like, at what point does he build equity too? You know what I'm saying?
So for me, like how I was looking at it, like, if then we will move into another place together. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what, to me, what that comes into play.
I have a question in that sense, Tito. If you are somebody moves in 5 years, and as Craig said, equity. If something happens to you within that 5 years, everything is good. He's been paying the mortgage. Something happens to you, like what's going on in my world now. What happens to him if something happens to you, you pass away? That's a double loss.
Your family come in and sweep everything up.
Well, Tito's saying he wasn't paying any of my mortgage, but the point is, it's like he ends up being displaced.
Even with the protection of marriage equality, Unmarried same-sex partners have no automatic inheritance rights under the law. Without a will or trust, state intestacy laws will distribute property to the deceased next of kin, which means biological family members can inherit assets instead of the surviving partner. This can leave a surviving partner financially vulnerable, even homeless if the family home was owned by the deceased. Unsupportive relatives are a primary cause of probate disputes. Family members may contest a will, especially if they disapproved of the deceased's relationship or gender identity. These legal challenges can be emotionally draining and financially costly for the surviving partner.
We talked about it, like hey, this is in when I die, this goes to such and such, such and such.
Was it in writing?
Yes.
You had conversation. You had put it in writing that if something happened to you.
Yeah. So because our plan was the bigger, because it's a two bedroom, two bed condo. So at some point we need to move out and get a bigger. You know what I mean? So that him moving in was both temporary. Like, hey, I'm gonna keep this. It'll be a rental property. Whatever the case may be, but the goal was to move into a bigger place together.
But if something had happened to you,
something happened to me, yeah, he knew that it was going to my mom and my sister. Yeah.
And were they aware of that as well?
You said what?
Were they aware of that as well? That if something happens to you,
he was aware.
No, he was aware, and your family was aware.
He was aware. My family was not aware.
Yeah.
But he was aware.
And so we're gonna get into that later in the conversation.
Now they're aware.
Yeah.
But at that time, no.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that part of the conversation.
Another conversation.
That is definitely
because it wasn't even that my situation was he did not want me to tell them.
Tell them what? That they would get the condo?
That we were living together. So my situation was a little different.
He didn't want who to know?
He didn't want
he didn't want your family?
Yeah, he did not want my family to know that
he was living in your place.
It was why?
I
don't know.
Did they know y'all was a couple?
Yeah,
or y'all pretending to be roommates?
No.
Y'all still doing that? You black gays are still doing that? Right.
Going to some of the issues that that was part of the issue was I wanted to introduce him to my family. He was like, I don't know.
He wasn't ready?
No, he was not ready.
How long were y'all together?
10 years.
So
Did he ever meet your family?
He never met your family in 10 years?
No, he met them after the fact.
After y'all broke up?
Yeah,
Well, see, what Ryan was trying to do a few moments ago was saying that what if a person doesn't want to, he was talking about me. When he said that whole piece about a relationship. Yeah. I know that's what you were saying.
Let me ask this question. What type of advice would you give to somebody who wants to stop dating altogether? They've been hurt, they don't want to date anymore.
But see, this is why I don't want to be bothered with you gays, because you all are really trying to build and partner, and I'm a partnership kind of guy.
Right.
And and I'm just joking, so don't be putting those stupid comments down there. But I just feel like we spend so much time functioning like a relationship, but then we have these little things that we do that just kind of take away from it. You know what I'm saying? I can't fathom being in a relationship with somebody for 10 years. And I'm not saying that this is on you, but I can't imagine being in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and my people don't know. Right. So what, y'all packing things up and moving into another room if somebody come in town? What's happening?
No, but it was just one of those things where I'm trying, when my parents, when my mom did come in town,
he was vanished.
Yeah, he was gone.
He left the house?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How long ago was that relationship though?
How was I? So it's from 30 till I was 39. So 29 to 30.
What was the break?
So how many years ago was that?
That's 10 years.
So 10 years ago. How long ago?
Almost. I'm 48 now, so almost.
So 9 years ago.
Yeah.
You so that?
But I get his. But his thing was because when he came out to his parents, it was not a good thing. So he did not want me to experience that. You know what I mean? But
you hadn't told your mom?
I had came out to my mom before, and she was like, "What?"
But she had met
She had not. It was just it caught off guard. So I had come out to my mom twice.
And she hadn't met anybody that you dated.
So she did. But I never introduced him in that capacity. Not after that reaction.
Wait. You didn't introduce him in that capacity?
Yeah, no. So I came out twice. Yeah, because when I was in college, my mom, she flipped. Like, and I was just like caught off guard. Like,
Was this when you were at Morehouse or the other college?
I was at ECU.
Oh, okay.
And
Because there's a lot of the girls over there at Morehouse.
it was like,
Hey, Finner. Hey, Elgin.
so I think so.
We got 3 of the Morehouse girls in here.
So one of the things, but and it was so different. Okay, so and then I broke up with him, and I got another relationship.
This was in college.
Hold on.
But wait, how did we break up? Give me that part.
Well, hold on. Let him finish the story.
So it was just a hold on.
I ain't gonna know. Before you go to the next chapter, I want to know the.
No, because that next chapter it has a lot to do with. So when I came, so my mom so I told her I was gay. It was just not, and received well, and it was like, okay, that's that. I'm moving to Atlanta. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it just never came back up. The second time, but then as I got out of the 10-year relationship, it started to bother me because me and my mom are really close, and like really close, like super close, to the point where sometimes my mom tells me something like, in her relationship, I'm like, Mom, that's too much. Like, let's team out for me. Like, but and then it was the other guy I was talking to. He's like, well, I think you should tell your mom, like, maybe it'd be different. Like, you need to tell her, you need to tell her. And so I came back home and I was like, hey, Mom, I got something to tell you. And she's like, oh, okay. But the difference this time was, she thought she had put me in a situation where I got molested. So she told me, she said what it was her fear. Like, oh my God, I put my child in a situation he got molested. Mm-hmm. So, because a lot of parents think that.
She associated being gay with molestation.
Yeah. And I was like, I was never molested.
Right.
So that's not my story.
Yeah, mine either.
Yeah. So, and then 2, she actually, it was an older lady that she's friends with. She had a gay son. So she really just talked to her or whatever and stuff like that. And then, she was fine. When she came around, she was fine with it. Like,
now, Ryan, what was your question for Tito?
I was trying to figure out how did we end the 10-year.
We end the 10-year. It just came to an end. Like, are
we gonna tell our story, or are we gonna tell part of the story?
I'm gonna tell part.
This is telling our story. Don't nobody know who it is but me and you.
I know, but
See, this is.
How long
Okay, hold on.
before y'all moved out?
How long what?
You were broken up before you separated. Before you moved out.
We broke up.
Yeah, he didn't move out immediately.
No. I would never done that to him. So I told him take as long as he needed. After we broke up, but it was like in June, and I was like, but at the same time, by the time Christmas rolled around, you should be out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that's.
And see, it was easy for him to move out because he wasn't on your mortgage. See, my situation was both on the mortgage. Right. He had to sell and all that stuff.
Right. So yeah, that's.
Now, what part of the story are you gonna tell us?
Somebody cheated.
It was. The situation was. You know how like sometimes, like Finner was saying earlier, like people change, and I think sometimes some changes for some people are it has a little more unearthing to do, and then that may need go to therapy, whatever the case may be. It's more. It takes on more than the relationship can handle, I think, and so therefore the relationship dissolves.
You're in a relationship. There shouldn't be other people who still think they have a chance with you, like. How are you taken, but still look available? Like you can't preach loyalty while leaving your DMs on open enrollment. Okay, if you're really with someone, people should know. Not because you post every date night, but because your energy says closed for business. Okay, and no confusion, no mixed signals, just peace all around. Okay, it's wild how some people say they love commitment, but still crave attention. Okay, they'll say, "Oh, I'd never cheat." But they'll keep the fan club alive and well, okay? The little just-in-case audience. Nah, if you're still entertaining options, you're not in a relationship, okay? You're in negotiations. Okay? The truth is, real loyalty isn't loud, but it's consistent, okay? It's not about deleting everyone, but it's about carrying yourself in a way that makes people respect your person even when they're not around. So, yeah, if you're in a relationship, no one else should still think they have a shot. Because when love is real, clarity becomes your boundary.
I'm hearing a consistent theme where we're hiding certain parts of ourselves.
That's it.
Whether it's, and I'm just using these, you're not taking a shit, you're not telling your parents. Mickey seems the most forward, and I'm not judging anybody, but why is it that we can experience these long-term
situations, but we're still only showing parts of ourselves either to each other or to our family.
Yes.
At the point that I'm moving in with somebody, everybody in my family know, and I don't give a fuck what you think.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And I'm not using
No, I hear exactly what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, but how do we get to this space as black men and not show up fully with who we are?
Oh yeah. Well, see,
before you say that,
to everybody, not just to your
as
Yeah.
the community in general. Because what I hear you saying is, in A Day in the Life, the stage play that I wrote, there was a scene called "Who Wears the Mask?" And what you're really saying is, we're wearing a mask. You don't want to go shit. You. Well, I mean,
I came out. It was just that it wasn't received.
right. But I think that whether, no matter what mask you're wearing, I think that plays a part in whether or not the relationship has longevity or not.
Right. But
Because you're not really fully showing up.
Yeah, but no, I came out some of when I was in college, so.
But everybody that come from a
You know what I'm saying?
where
So
it's easy to come.
yeah,
I understand.
So I did come out. Like I told my mom I was gay. It was not good. So
Well, that's why you had to come out twice, because the acceptance was what you expected.
Right.
So the second time you were older, she was older. There
Yeah,
was more
and she-
information.
yeah,
So it was a little
exactly.
different.
yeah, but the brunt of it was she thought she had put me in a situation.
But if you-
where I
But
was
if you had to
molested.
come out twice, did you ever really come out the first time?
I mean, I came out. I
Because
said
even
twice.
if she didn't say nothing,
I said
she's not gonna be gay
twice,
'cause she didn't.
but I really came out the first time, but it wasn't well received. It's like, I don't want my son to be gay. You know.
So did you try to change? Did you say, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna reconsider being gay," or you just didn't?
No,
you
I
didn't
just
show, you
left
didn't
it-
show that part of yourself.
You just left it, and that's when
it
you moved to
was.
Atlanta.
The conversation was just left up. She went on a tangent about whatever, and I was like, oh, okay.
And then you left and you moved away.
But to go back to Elgin's question, I mean, me being from Ohio, it's not easy just to be, when you come from a small town, just to say, this is who I am. You know, like, small town, it ain't accepted like that. Not like in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, and also go back to what Craig said before. It's like, you hear your family talk about gay people, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that plays a part in it as well. So, depending on where you know what I'm saying, some parents are much more open to others. Some people are not. It depends on if they're more in church. If they're not,
Right.
it just depends on the situation. So
It depends on what city you grew up in.
It's not a one shoe fits all. You know what I'm saying? So,
But to elaborate on that point, we had a conversation one day when I was saying to Tito, and I've said this to a few friends. I think that what happens is, as black queer people or black gay men, because I think everybody here identifies as gay, nobody's bisexual or whatever, but we hear the conversations that our family members have about gay people as we're growing up. Whether you're 10, 12, 15, whatever, you hear the conversations, the whispers, but then you hear the outright, oh, who's that motherfucking fag over there? And they could be talking about somebody else, but you know what they think, feel, and believe about gay people. And that supports your idea of staying in the closet. It's like, oh, well, I already know what my mom thinks. I know what my uncles think, so let me stay in the closet. It informs how you come out, or whether or not you come out, or how long it takes you to come out.
For many gay men, people-pleasing started long before adulthood. It began as a way to stay safe, to avoid rejection, and to earn love in environments that made us feel unlovable. We learned to read every room, soften our voices, and become who others wanted us to be. What once kept us safe became a habit that makes it hard to know who we really are. People-pleasing feels like kindness, but it often comes at the cost of self-respect. You say yes when you mean no, you give energy you don't have, and you accept behavior that hurts because you are afraid to be alone. Eventually, you realize you have built relationships on performance, not truth. Pleasing others might keep the peace, but it always breaks your peace first. Underneath people-pleasing is a deep fear of being abandoned or unloved. Many gay men grew up believing love was conditional, something we had to earn by being useful, funny, attractive, or agreeable. That fear still follows us into adulthood, making us believe that setting boundaries will push people away. But the truth is, real love doesn't disappear when you say no. Healing from people-pleasing means remembering that saying no is not rejection, it is self-respect. It means realizing that you don't owe anyone constant access to your time, energy, or emotions. Boundaries do not make you difficult, they make you whole. The people who truly care for you will adjust, and the ones who don't were only there for what you could give them. When you stop people-pleasing, you start attracting people who love you for who you are, not what you do for them. You learn that peace is more fulfilling than approval. Healing isn't about becoming selfish. It's about becoming honest. You deserve relationships where you don't have to shrink to be loved, where your no is respected, and where your yes comes from choice, not fear.
I had no problems coming out, and my family knew I was gay. They have horrible things to say about gay people. And still to this day, they will say horrible words, faggot and dyke, and I don't know. I don't know if they don't see me like that because I'm really butch, but
Because you're really what, friend?
butch.
Explain to the children.
Everybody's just twitched in their chairs.
That next
Did you
time.
say this is butch?
I think he's delusional.
But no, they would say horrible things.
Yeah.
And not even think about how it made me feel.
Do you ever feel compelled, or did you at one point feel like you needed to correct them and you just got to?
Do.
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah.
You know, I said, I have a really good gay friend, Marvin.
And you shouldn't speak about him that way.
Yeah, he's coming to visit.
And he's coming to visit. Banner said something earlier, and I wanted to kind of touch on it because I wanted to go back to something that you and I talked about, Elgin, early in the week. And I'm not going to put it out there. I'm going to let you tell it. But you and I were talking, and you were telling me that you had a friend, just a friend, who came to stay with you. And you said that your bedroom is upstairs and the friend stayed downstairs. And you said that your friend was like, you walk really hard. And I couldn't really get any sleep. And then that conversation that you and I had went into a conversation about making adjustments or whether or not you're compromising. Because I challenged Elgin and said, well, what if that was a partner? What if that was somebody you were dating, you were in a relationship with, and your partner said, babe, listen, you walking kind of hard. You know, you're up early for work. I don't have to get up for work for another hour. Can you slow it down up there on walking like that? And you said, Elgin said, well, why I got to change for him? Like, why I got to stop? Why I got to, I don't want to feel like I got to shrink and why I got to compromise. I said, well, it's not really compromising. You're just making an adjustment. You're just considering him. And I thought that was beautiful. Go ahead. What you
And
want to
I
say?
also said, I don't know at this stage in the game if I'm willing to make those concessions to be in a relationship. I have been by myself and living by myself for so long. Like,
And that's the conversation that I wanted to have.
Crocs is softening it up.
But the thing I challenged too was I pushed back again and I was like, well, what if you have to get up for work at let's say 6:30 and your partner doesn't have to get up for another hour or two? Does that mean you're also going to get up and turn on all of the lights?
does it mean I get dressed in the dark? Or does I get dressed in the living room?
Well, it means you go in the closet and you turn the light on.
I've done that.
Okay.
But you have more than one bedroom. So you don't have to get ready.
But I'm not going to inconvenience myself to go to another bedroom to get dressed.
So you all are selfish. So you're selfish. So now we're understanding why these kids are single.
I mean, because if you have another bedroom, you can have your clothes ready in the other bedroom.
Because Marvin irons for the week.
Or they sleep
Can you be in a
together.
relationship with a DL guy for a long period of time?
Or like
He does
what-
it for you?
Who's
I'm
staying
sorry?
DL guys?
Not DL, but somebody
Soft
who's not.
top.
Wait a minute, what happened?
Can you be in a relationship?
Well, wait a minute, you about to change the subject. Hold on one second, hold that. I want to stay right here for a moment because is that really compromising or is it consideration? Because I think there's a difference.
That's just consideration. Because it's just like if it's like you had your parents come over or whatever, are you still gonna be that loud when they're there? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they don't get up there early. Or yeah. And so what if the roles were reversed? What if you didn't have to get up early and the person making all that noise? You feel some type of way about that. So it's just being considerate.
Or and it's the same thing, for example, like my family's in Maryland. It's just like if I go home and I stay at my dad's house, I'm not going to get up and do the things there that I would do here.
Exactly.
Because I'm more conscious that he's there.
Exactly.
But I think,
being considerate of him.
right, but if you're sharing space,
That's my partner.
if you're your partner, you that's not something you're willing to do? I really want to spend some time here. Like, what is so hard about that? Like,
No, I'm just saying y'all need to have a conversation because if you have two different dynamics, we travel together.
Yeah.
You sleep in, I may get up, I may be working, I get up, but it's compromising and being considerate at the same time because I don't think anybody should be inconvenienced because you should also understand your partner gets up early and go to work. If you know they're getting up that day to go to work early, why don't you sleep in the other bedroom that night?
so then I'm going to sleep in the other bedroom every night that you got to go to work?
It's a give and take. Cassandra, her husband doesn't. He gets up at different times. He will sleep in his man cave, and she gets. They compromise. She said we go back and forth because we understand.
Well, what if I want to sleep in the bed with you and I want to hold you?
Then you get up early and you go to that other room if we got to go to work.
But it's like a snorer. If you have a snorer, you think you're gonna get up every night?
Exactly.
In a separate bedroom for the snorer? No, I'm gonna lay by my baby.
Yeah.
Or you gonna get your ass up?
No.
I'm gonna sleep at your house tonight. I gotta get some sleep.
But we have that
Listen to
because
us.
it's one of those things where sometimes he gets up early in the morning. Sometimes he has these.
Do you live together?
We live together.
Okay.
So sometimes he gets up early, and so what he'll do is he'll get up, tiptoe out of bed, close the door, and then go and do his thing.
That's all I'm saying.
That's consideration compromising at the same time.
Is that something you think you could do?
I can do that.
Okay.
Without stomping all through the house?
It's his house.
Well, he's gonna be single in that house by himself.
Well, wait a minute. So Elliot said, but that's his house, and you made a face like, yes, it is my house. But this is what I'm saying. Where does partnership come in? Where does partnership come in?
It doesn't.
Because again, I think that these little things like this, they add up, they accumulate.
Yeah.
And then I think that that's why sometimes our relationships disintegrate.
Yeah.
Because we just feel like, well, no, I'm gonna exist like this. And I agree with you, because I've been single now for a while, and I thought about this the other day. I'm like, well, if and when I get into a relationship, is it going to be challenging for me to make adjustments? But I don't think that it will be. I'm sure, of course there will be some. But I don't think like the basic things will be a challenge, because
You don't think so?
I'm pretty considerate.
Really?
I'm very considerate.
Well, the right person will make you want to be considerate.
The
right person will.
put you to the side.
We know
I
the
mean, there's
We already know.
some habits you're not going to break are going to be a little bit harder for you to break. But I think at the same time,
Some things may be hard to break.
nothing is that big of a deal. I think you really think about it. I mean, those are small things. And so after a while, you're just kind of like, oh, well, that's just how they are.
Elliot, Elgin, what are you thinking? Cassandra, I need you to cut to his face right as Finner is saying that. What were you thinking right then?
I mean, what's considered snoring is a big thing for me. I cannot a snorer. I cannot.
See, I'm a light sleeper.
It's
I'm a light
It's a
sleeper.
deal breaker, and I'm not.
Well, do what he does. He puts earplugs in.
And you know what? But years ago,
That's
I
not
was
acceptable.
and we were together for 5 years, and he snored his ass off. But I mean, it was what it was. You know, I think I got used to it, or sometimes I did put on headphones. And I mean, it's just what it was. I mean, that was my guy.
So if you meet a guy and like everything is amazing and then he snores,
We're gonna try those nasal strips.
But what's your compromise? Why don't you put earplugs
But
in?
see, that's, but that's good.
I tried earplugs with a snore before, and it was not comfortable.
Well, see,
But I'm also okay with you sleeping at your house tonight, and I can sleep at my house tonight.
but what happens if you've joined? Like, do you ever get to the point that you join? And I'm not saying that you have to live together.
Do you see him huffing and puffing all these things?
You just kind of roll them on their side.
That's what I'll do. I'm gonna nudge you so you can roll over.
I'm supposed to be nudged all night, because then I'm still losing my sleep nudging your ass all night.
Okay, so I'm
off. Like, don't.
No. But still, what about trying to find ways for him not to snore?
Nasal strip. Get these nasal
You just
strips.
said you would do it.
But what if that doesn't work?
Surgery.
surgery.
You have to make the right
Because nobody wants to snore.
No.
Right.
So let's work on that. Let's lose some weight, maybe.
Well, no, because
You think there are small
No, it
people?
can
the
be
guy
a
that I was seeing
factor.
was in a big
It could
guy.
be a factor.
It could be a factor.
It could be a
Yeah,
fact.
because the guy I was seeing who snored, I mean, he was a muscular guy, but he wasn't like a big guy. So it's just that's just something
So did you offer anything to help him, or did you just tolerate it? Am I wrong for offering to help you?
No, I think
Can you put these strips on tonight?
But my grandmother used to snore like crazy, and she wasn't a big woman. But
You're not cuddling with your grandma.
She snored more than. But this is the thing, though. We lived together, and so you could hear it through the floor.
Really? So did you say to him, babe, you're snoring?
He knew it, and he tried things. You know, he got the CPAC, and he's tried things, and so, you know. But I mean, after a while, you kind of get used to it.
The gay community doesn't have a commitment problem, we have an options problem. Let's talk about the real reason so many of us can't commit. It's not because we don't want love, it's because we're terrified that we're about to miss out on someone better. Bigger arms, better body, more followers, more money. And honestly, I've come to realize that living in big cities just makes it worse. Endless options, endless swipes, endless what ifs. But here's the truth that no one wants to say out loud. You don't find a great relationship by waiting for someone perfect. Instead, you build one with someone who's pretty great. And just so you know, this isn't about settling. It's about knowing the difference between settling and self-sabotage. Because every time you open social media, you are probably going to be advertised a better option. Another body, another lifestyle, another fantasy. And if you let that run your dating life, you will always be chasing potential and literally never protecting what's real. When it feels right, choose someone. Choose depth over dopamine. Choose building over browsing. Because the fear of missing out on someone else is exactly how people miss out on someone really great.
So let's distinguish between things that we should learn to be able to work through and things that may be deal breakers. Because I think sometimes...
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I think
some things should be a deal breaker.
Like what? Let's talk about the things that shouldn't be a deal breaker.
I mean, I don't know what is a deal breaker. Everything to me should be a compromise.
Everything?
Everything? So I can go fuck 10 other people. That's a compromise?
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm
talking about living in the house together. I thought we were in that realm.
So okay, so give me ideas of things that.
Are you shitting in this house?
Right, are you shitting here? Or are you still leaving out of the house to go shit?
Can we take that subject?
They paying a mortgage together. He can't even shit in his own house.
Right, like, oh my God.
Crazy party of one, your table's ready.
I got a question for Calvin.
Okay.
Was the 2 years that y'all were not having sex, was that a consideration or compromise? What was that?
It was an understanding. It was an understanding.
Unspoken understanding.
Unspoken.
Right.
So the compromise, I mean, if you had
It wasn't an unspoken understanding, it was a respect.
So was it just because
y'all didn't talk about it? What you mean respect?
Hold on, why was it a respect? Right.
Because we were at a point where we was ready to talk about that. But we
For 2 years, it took you 2 years to talk about it?
No.
They wore a mask for 2 years.
No, we broke up. We lived in the house for 2 years after we broke up.
Oh, that story.
Both of y'all name on the board.
I thought y'all was together.
So y'all not together then? You said y'all were together.
No, we weren't together.
Not for those 2 years.
No, those 2 years.
Elsie, give me a drink, please. Please. Make it a double entendre.
Those 2 years after we broke up, we still did the same thing.
Hold on, we're laughing at you. Hold on.
We did.
Wait a minute. But you said, am I the only one that heard that, Elgin?
We lived in the house for 2 years after we broke up. Our relationship changed, but as partners, it changed to where we were friends, but we did the same things we always done. We went out.
So y'all were girlfriends.
Dinner together.
Girlfriends.
Slept in the same bed together.
Oh, wait a minute. But y'all wasn't fucking?
No.
Really?
We did.
So y'all were carrying on the charade as a couple, but you just went doing the intersection.
Who wears the mask?
No. Jesus. We were comfortable where we were. We had a conversation how we tell our friends that we're not together. We went through all of that.
So what I hear you saying is you were functioning like it was a relationship, but you weren't in a relationship.
Right. We broke up with conversations at night in bed. We fell asleep. We didn't fuck.
But y'all knew y'all were fucking somebody.
Yeah.
How did you know he was sleeping with somebody else?
Because he was.
Right. That's not happening.
Why how did you know? How did you know? I want to know how you knew.
Because I came home one night.
Oh.
And not in my house. That wasn't in the house.
And he wasn't being considerate?
No, I came home one night. He told me that he was going to bed. He said, I'm not going to bed. So when I came home early, and his car wasn't there. And so I think I may have done this on purpose. So when I got back, he wasn't there. I said, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to see when he comes back. So when he came back,
he had somebody with him?
No. When I came back, he was home. So I just touched the hood of the car that was hot.
It was warm.
Yeah. And so when I got in the house, I said, how was your night? He said, I was just here.
Oh, so he pretended that he
you weren't here then.
You weren't here because that hood is warm.
Right, that's
Somebody been driving.
That's when we had the conversation. I said, well, it's okay if you see other people. You really see other people, right? And that's when we had the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. And that's I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. That's what you don't need to lie to me because I know you see it. I knew who you see.
Right. So Marvin, would you make provisions like when we talk about the difference between compromising and just sharing space?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. I think it's important.
Yeah.
I had a love for him. I loved him. I still love him.
Are there things that you think you would have challenges with?
Well, you know, I'm a neat freak, so that'd be one thing I would have to, we would have to have some discussions. Yeah.
Well, you're not in a relationship with Marvin. You shouldn't be touching his fucking thermostat anyway. So,
well, no, the neat thing is, you know, I like to keep things tidy, so that would be an issue. Clean up behind yourself, making sure you're wiping the countertop down.
Would you compromise?
No, that's one thing I probably wouldn't compromise on because I like a clean house.
That's on the refrigerator.
So now, what if you're
You guys, we get a maid to come in and keep things tidy.
a maid, Marvin?
Behind you.
A cleaning lady?
Housekeeping.
We have a cleaning lady.
Yeah, but I don't call her a maid.
Well, Trump didn't sit on the
I said a maid.
Right. It's like folks still saying stewardess. The stewardess.
Well, Marvin is a senior.
All right. He's already collecting his AR.
I'm in there too, but you know, you're a different senior.
So Tito, is it something that you would have difficulty compromising or sharing space with?
Oh no, I'm very considerate. Like I'm very.
Okay, so what would grind your gears then? Like, what are some things that you'd be like, okay, look, goddamn it, it's
That's
enough.
the cleaning thing for me.
Marvin is the cleaning thing.
I think cleaning is probably one of those things too. I think, but it's one of those things where like, yeah, like dishes.
Elgin, well, we know it's the sleeping for you, the lights and.
The thing that won't compromise.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we have enough time?
Being nasty. I think there's a difference between like I can't do clean. I can do maybe you're not organized. There's a difference between not being organized and not being clean.
Yes, those are different.
Like if you're leaving stuff on the toilet seat, and
Oh no,
like you know that kind of stuff. No, but if you leave your mail on the counter, you bring mail to the bedroom. Like I would say something about it. But
So thinking about the relationships that you've had, are there relationships that you've looked back on and said, damn, I fucked that up, or I could have been better in that relationship? And I'll go first because I want you all to be able to do this.
Oh wow.
what, take the mask off.
Take the mask. I want you all to be able to take your mask off.
Thank you. Right?
Well, because in the first season of Telling Out Stories, he had his wrong age down there. He told us that he was one age and he was 3 years old.
Oh shit.
But
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, throw it again.
You should stand up and read a selection.
right. Stand up and read a selection. But in one of my first, well, it was actually my first real long-term relationship. I messed that relationship up because I wasn't emotionally mature at the time. I was 27, and I wasn't emotionally mature at the time, and I thought that it was weak to say that hurt my feelings, or why did you do that, or I need your help with this, like those kind of things. Whether it was financial or whatever it was, I didn't have the capacity at the time to say it, and so I acted out. And as opposed to, that was the one and only time that I actually cheated in a relationship.
Oh, Marvin fell out over here. Hold on.
We talked about this as well.
We talked about this earlier, and I told it exactly the same way. And he said, you had to tell me that was the one and only time that you cheated? Yes, I did. And I definitely have to tell it for the YouTube people. But that was the one time that I cheated. And looking back, it was just like, damn, I really fucked that up. Like, I really damaged a good thing. So is there a situation where you can look back and say, damn, I really messed that up? Don't everybody go at the same time.
I don't have one.
Definitely. I mean, several situations. I think that goes back to that whole patient situation. I don't think I was patient enough with people back then. I think that for me, people that I fell in love with, I wanted them again. And so...
Wait, what do you mean you wanted them again?
So I wanted that same person. I looked for that same person
in other people. Got it.
And so when I didn't get it, I still kept looking for it and looking for it and looking for it in other people. And then I had to just realize that this person is this person. I'm not going to find that person to be with that person again. Because I was dealing with the same type of person also. Patterns, and then before you know it, you're miserable because you're broken, and then you start breaking other people, and then you get to this place, you really don't care anymore. And so it's kind of like, you know, I always tell people, like, dating guys is complex. When I did date women, there was an understanding that.
Is there something you want to say?
What was that turn for?
It's been a while. It's been a long time. But still, when I did, you know, it was like we're in a relationship. But when it wasn't, dating, it's kind of like, this is what we're doing right here. And so when it came time to dating guys, it was kind of like, we're just dating. You know, and for me, dating was one of those ways.
You're saying there was a distinction between dating and a relationship?
In a relationship. And I feel like with us, sometimes we use dating as a way to not commit.
Yes.
You know, and so it kind of, you know, going from person to person, like, we're just dating. Well, in that case, then I don't have to commit to you, and I can just do what I want to do anyway.
There's no boundaries. There's no restrictions.
You probably end up fucking me over anyway.
Right.
And so I got in that mental space, and though.
How did you break that and get out of it?
How did you unmask?
Get y'all on Van Zandt. I got this.
You know what? I had to get to. It's probably like in my late 20s. I had to get to this place where I was just depressed and really on the verge of just losing my mind. And I was in school at the time, and I ended up going back home for a while, and just being around family and being around people who truly loved me and grounded me. I realized that I don't need these relationships for happiness. I already had the happiness anyway. I had my family, I had my mother, I had my father, my brother, friends. My friends, everyone was always crazy about me anyway, but I was looking for something in a guy. And then I even lost a little bit of my relationship with God. I wasn't as close. So I got closer to God again. And so I ended up loving myself more. And because I didn't love myself, and that's why that kept happening. And so it took me a lot of bad experiences, but I mean, that's a part of that whole aging and, you know, growing and things like
wisdom.
That. Wisdom, and so, yeah.
But can I piggyback on something you just said?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is where I am now. When you say hurt people hurt other people,
you don't realize it.
Damage people. I think I'm damaged, and I think if I had a relationship right now, I would damage somebody.
Why do you say that?
Because I've been hurt. I don't think I've healed from a lot of. I think I feel like I've been a giver, and people have been taken, and then I've been hurt, and I haven't healed. I lashed out, and the people that I meet now, I still lash out.
So it's like a protective layer.
Right. Because you're not gonna take advantage of me.
Yeah. I think that in a lot of ways, we are a community of hurt people. Because I don't think we spend enough time healing ourselves, and not just from relationships, but I'm talking about family trauma, the trauma that we experience coming into this community, when we come from going from being straight or pretending to be straight or whatever to now being in this community. And I think that a lot of us carry these broken, bleeding hearts with us into all of our friendships, all of our relationships. And even when you think about the friendships, a lot of times as gay men, our relationships, our friendships are sometimes just as fractured as we hear women can have with each other. You know how we always hear about women biting each other, bickering and, you know, being that way to each other? I think that happens with us a lot of times too, because we don't take the time to really pause and really heal it and like suture up that broken, bleeding heart. And so we carry that bleeding heart into every friendship, every relationship that we have, and we just keep going.
Most black men, gay and straight, are raised by women in single-parent households with no demonstration of a long-term partnership. So it's no coincidence that there are so few examples of solid black gay relationships that are visible in our community.
What were you gonna say, Elgin?
I think mine is kind of connected to that, where I messed up. I wasn't healed. So I committed to something that I wasn't ready for. I wanted a relationship, but I wasn't ready for a relationship. I went with my want versus my preparedness and my readiness to be in one.
Yeah.
It's like, wanting to swim and get into the ocean and the bitch can't swim.
You can't swim, right? You out there without no preserver.
So I went with my want, and I ended up hurting somebody who was really ready and was aware. And I was like, yeah, I can do it, But then, my phone's still ringing. I'm still getting this kind of message, and you decide you want to pop up one day, and that's not the answer.
Yeah.
The flower doesn't dream of the bee. It blossoms and the bee comes. At times in my life, I have wanted love so badly that I have reimagined myself, reinvented who I am in an attempt to be more desirable or more deserving, only to discover again and again that it is the tending of my own soul that invites the natural process of love to begin. I remember my very first tumble into love. I found such comfort there that, like Narcissus, I became lost in how everything other than my pain was reflected in her beauty. All the while, I was abdicating my own worth, empowering her as the key to my sense of joy. If I've learned anything through the years, it is that though we discover and experience joy with others, our capacity for joy is carried like a pod of nectar in our very own breast. I now believe that our deepest vocation is to root ourselves enough in this life that we can open our hearts to the light of experience and so bloom. For in blooming, we attract others. In being so thoroughly who we are, an inner fragrance is released that calls others to eat of our nectar, and we are loved by friends and partners alike. It seems the very job of being is to ready us for such love. By attending our own inner growth, we uncannily become exactly who we are. And like the tulip, whose blossom petal is the exact shape of the bee, our self-actualization attracts a host of loving others more real than all our fantasies. In this way, the universe continues through the unexpected coming together of blossomed souls. So, if you can, give up the want of another and be who you are. And more often than not, love will come at the precise moment you are simply loving yourself.
Karmically, do you think that karma comes back for you at some point? And I still want to hear from, you don't think, I still want to hear from Marvin and Ryan.
I'll wait my turn.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
No, go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead, Marvin.
I gotta get my thoughts together.
So you've never had any instances like that? Oh, okay. We're waiting on you.
Well, so I don't think I've actually ever said it before, but there was this one relationship that I was in. I was living in a different state, and after a few years, I was very unhappy living in that state, but not in the relationship. And I couldn't express that I was unhappy living there, and so other things started to spiral instead of me basically saying, I'm not happy here.
So you enjoyed the relationship, you didn't like where y'all were living, the state.
Exactly.
Right.
And so then that's when everything else started to hit the wall, and
Yeah.
it just kind of went boom.
So do you ever look back on any of those relationships? Well, you're in a relationship now, but the rest of us are single. Have you ever looked back and said, damn, I could probably be in a relationship if I hadn't fucked up this or that, or you know what I'm saying?
You mean with that person?
Not even that person, but in just any situation.
I used to.
That's a no.
I think I used to, but I stopped. Like I said, I am where I am because of where I need to be.
Everything
right now, you know what I'm
happens.
saying? So like, who's to say what? You know, mine is like a lot of what's the word, naivety.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just not knowing or having the maturity to know what it means to be in a relationship with a guy.
Right.
You know, how does that work? You know what I'm saying?
Because I think some of us are so busy trying to figure out how to navigate these new feelings. Because I was 22 when I first started dating guys.
Are we trying to mimic heterosexual relationships?
That too. And you're trying to figure out how to navigate and trying to find your place or your niche in this community. Because you knew who you were moving around as a straight person. But then now you're over here and you're like, well, I'm trying to figure all this out. But then we jump into these relationships or situationships without still figuring out what we need to figure out for ourselves first. And we end up damaging people along the way.
Lots of gay men brought that up. And the thing they were bringing up was that they never had a romantic relationship at school. And that they really feel that's the thing that they missed the most. Don't know if you've ever thought about that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But you know what's interesting about that is we're not getting the experience of our heart being broken earlier. So, you know, at 14, we're not dating guys where they leave us and we're having some experience of that. So what's happening for gay men versus straight men is we're not having our heart broken until much later in our lives. So we're having to learn to deal with heartbreak in our 20s as opposed to our early teens.
What were you going to say, Elgin?
I have a question. I keep hearing this amongst this group. I never really pretended to be straight.
Oh, that's what I was getting to.
So I'm very curious as to like, at what point do you all pivot from trying to be straight to wearing that mask to just saying, was it the move to, I mean, maybe because I'm born and raised and I grew up in Atlanta and it's no big thing, but when do you all pivot? Because that's a whole nother area I never even had to adjust from, was trying to be straight.
Right. It's not just you. I've never done that.
I'm interested when Craig was straight. When were you straight?
I was military.
My last girlfriend was in college. I'll have you know, faggy. But no, but no, that's a good correction on words. So even if you weren't moving through the world like you were straight, well, even if it was prior to you accepting that you were gay.
Well, it's not, wait. It was knowing. Not accepting is saying these things are adding up because you're confused as to why am I feeling this way. Mm-hmm. That may be accepting, but I'm with Elgin. That whole thing, I knew I didn't like girls in that way.
Me too.
That was never the case for me. So pretending to be something I'm not, I've never done that.
And so for those of you that dated girls, were you ever with that?
That's what I'm going to say. Did you two never date girls?
No, I never dated.
I did.
And Elgin, you never dated girls?
No.
So I think that's, and you didn't either.
I dated a lot of girls.
I did too.
Me too.
Did y'all grow up in the church?
I think that's the difference.
Did you date him because that's what the heteronormative
I think for me,
That's what it was.
yeah.
So definitely that.
For me, yeah.
So you learned at that age to let me alter.
To mask.
Let me
To try to pass. And if you think about what passing means in the black community historically, fair-skinned black people try to pass as white. Right. So that's a behavior that we've known how to do for a long time anyway. So it was nothing for a black gay man to try to pass as straight. You know, but Marv, I'm still waiting for your
What? Don't really.
And I mean another thing.
Marv, you never messed up. Wait, what you said?
I didn't really have like gay friends in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anybody who was really gay. So you just kind of kept going with what everybody else did.
And you got a bunch of
Which was dating girls.
So Atlanta was a new space for a lot of y'all.
Oh yeah. It was,
No, I wouldn't say that.
I came out like
See, I
in
grew up
high
in
school.
DC,
So
though.
it took one person though. I think when you find that person, like I met this guy going into my senior year.
Where are you from?
In high
I'm
school.
from Virginia.
Okay.
And he's the one that like I just felt crazy for, who made me want to tell my parents, okay, he was a little older than I was, didn't live in the same city, and I wanted to I was hoping to work it out with him. So I knew my mom was becoming curious. My mother and I were really, really close. So, you know, at that time, I couldn't hide it from her anymore. And she was just waiting on me because she told me she was waiting on me. And so after that, and my father knew as well. I mean, they both knew. They were just waiting on me. After that, by the time I got to college, it was just kind of like, well, I'm out, I'm comfortable now. I don't have to hide this, you know, thing.
That's my story. My mother said, I've been waiting on you. I already knew.
Right.
My younger brother outed me.
Because what you have a gay brother too.
That's the one that's gay.
oh wow.
Wait, the gay brother outed you?
Was he already out when he outed you?
He got outed, so then he outed me in revenge.
So I'm back to Marvin. So you've never had a situation where you've like...
So no, because not to say, but I always go back and debrief. I've always been that person to go back and think about things, what happened, what didn't happen, on my side, on his side, vice versa, whatever. But I just don't feel like that I fucked up. I've cheated once, like you said.
Well, then that's a fuck up.
Back at band camp, but he didn't know.
You don't cheat once.
Back at band camp. That's just a saying.
So you've never had a situation where you've looked back on a relationship and like, well, damn,
Damn,
you
I
know,
fucked up. No, I don't think I had.
that was a good thing right there. Okay. I don't know if I
Never had
believe it.
conversations.
So what would you say you've done to contribute to your singleness if you are a person who wants to be in a relationship?
Oh, that's a good one.
I get in a relationship before I heal, and
Say it again.
I get into relationships before I heal, and then I expect that person to be me. I mean, I know what I'm gonna give you, and then when I don't get what I think you should give me, I'm very disappointed because I put a lot on myself into a person, and I don't think I get that in return.
Yeah.
You know?
Elgin, Tito, Marvin, what do you think you've done to contribute to your singleness?
I may have displayed some hyper independence. Like I just, I'm okay. And then I'll call you and be like, it's Friday night, I'm by myself. What you doing? Or let's go get something to eat. So I may have presented a face that says I'm independent and I'm strong, but Friday nights I was by myself last night, just on a Friday night. So you just think about, maybe I've just shown that, I'm stronger. I've managed independently, I guess.
I think I'm ready. If it happens, it happens. I enjoy my singleness. I have my good friends, my family. I like to do what I want to do when I feel like it. So I think I enjoy my singleness. But
Ryan, what do you think you've done to contribute to being single? Because I think we spend a lot of time talking about, well, it's hard out here, relationships.
I don't say that.
Relationships are challenging. Or we've run into situations where, you run into the same kind of thing over and over, and it's like, okay, all these niggas is the same. But I think sometimes we don't spend enough time looking at ourselves to say, well, I could have been better in this area, or I could have done this.
You mean right now or pre?
Ever. Hold that thought.
I mean, therapy has helped a lot for me to communicate better.
Yeah, because you're terrible. Even in friendships.
Elliot, I see you out the corner of my
eye. Elliot, he's terrible. Listen, as a friend.
Bitch, you get more out of me than ever before.
He gets more, you get more than I do, so let it go.
Right. And two people can't tell the same.
You get pieces. You give people
okay.
We're going to make a sandwich with them pieces.
Just put it together.
And we're going to talk about sharing locations and stuff later, because in my friendship circle, I think it's important that I need to know where you are. Because especially at this age, one of you might pass out and just die.
Right.
And I need to know that where you are. Like Elliot.
Always the leaning tree.
It's not always the leaning tree who falls first. However.
And you have my code to my house.
I do.
My door back.
I do. And I have Elliot's well, no, I don't really have Elliot's location either because his phone ain't working right.
No, that's your phone. I've shared my location. I have yours.
He got an old ass iPhone, so
I have a new phone. What are you talking about? I see you where you are.
See, they can see where I'm at all times. They can all see where I am. But I don't know. I think that, but we'll talk about that more later. But what were you saying just then? What do you think you've done that you could have been better at that has possibly caused you to be single? If you, again, are a person that's like, okay, I want to be in a partnership, and I know that you are, because you talk about that.
Just communicating more, all the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm better now than I was before.
Tito. Elgin, don't forget your point.
I mean, because I always taken the time, like even after each relationship, I took the necessary time. I think for me this time, I think the loss is why I'm single now. The loss of a loved one, like two people died, two of my exes died.
But you weren't together at the time.
No, we weren't together. I think that that's made me really think about, like you said, my mortality and and so that's kept me single. Like dealing with that. I went to therapy and everything and stuff like that, which is great. But I think that's what's contributed to my.
And I think that's one of my biggest fears too, that I will finally get into a long-term relationship and then he'll die and then I have to deal with that grief. But what were we gonna? I'm just saying, it's a part of life. It's a part of life. What were you gonna say? I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna enjoy. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna enjoy it for.
I got it, and he died.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna enjoy it, and then all of a sudden he gonna die. What were you gonna say, Elgin?
Ryan kind of touched it a little bit. One thing I've done to contribute to my singleness is accepted pieces of guys. So I've dealt with the one that's married to a male or a female, and that was a piece. They're gonna give me a piece of them. I've dealt with the one that wasn't out. That's another piece. You and I've talked about the one that's not emotionally available, or the couple that I've dealt. I've almost a year now, not emotionally available. Just keep accepting the pieces and not really, and maybe sometimes operating or hoping that it'll change and develop into a relationship, but still accepting the pieces of a person.
And you know what I believe, and not in all cases, but I do believe that in some instances, when we have a pattern like that, where we're with somebody that we know is not available emotionally or physically because they're already in a relationship, whatever, that's a defense mechanism. Because there's a part of us that's really afraid of getting too attached anyway. You know he'll never be available. You'll know it will never really manifest into a real relationship. And some of you who date those who are closeted, you know that closeted DL man is never going to want a real relationship. So that's a defense mechanism too.
There's also a security blanket that you protect yourself from getting hurt.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm not going to be 100% available because you're not. So
Exactly.
I'm protecting you.
Yeah, I know it's never going to grow into something substantial.
Like when you fucking with the married dude, you don't call him, you let him call you because you need to know he always chasing you.
Yeah.
So you just accept it. I'm just saying,
Right.
And then you be unavailable for him sometimes too. You be like, you know what, I got something,
Because otherwise you feel like I'm always available for you when you call. I need to flip that script so I don't have the control.
Right, but also when you're in that marriage situation, you got to make sure like, yo, I'm gonna get everything I want because you get everything you want. You going back home over there. So if it's money,
But have we defined what kind of relationship we want?
We'll get to that too. Right. But Ryan wanted to know, Elliot, what's your answer in terms of...
Mine is control.
You want to be in charge.
I know mine is control. I like to control the situation. I don't want anybody
That is really good of you. I'm glad to hear you say that. Because I know that to be true about him.
I mean, I love you.
Okay.
You a control freak?
All day.
All day.
Even in a relationship?
Even in friendships, bitch. You talking about relationships. He's talking about in relationships. I'm talking about across the board. So then to Calvin's question, what kind of relationship are you looking for?
Ask him, how you gonna lose control?
I'm 55. It ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Right. He gonna have to get somebody who's gonna be okay with being...
And I'm not in control to tell you how to live your life, in control of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
What
is it, diminish my life. We ain't doing that.
Right.
Or you know why you going here. You can't tell me where I'm going, what I'm not gonna do. We don't play those games.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Mickey, do you hear anything? You're the 6-year tenure here. Do you hear anything amongst all the single people that we're saying that counters or you see or you've identified or even overcome in your relationship?
Or even you're like, I see why they single. Especially them over there.
No, because
Especially them over there. And you can be honest, you can look at me. Right.
He got real quiet on that.
Yeah, they definitely could be alone forever.
What is this you pouring back here? What you giving?
No, because the thing is, even before I got in mine, and even now I'm working on this, communication is a thing that I've had a problem with in the past, just because I kind of felt like, well, I'm not going to put everything out there. I'm going to hold this in there. I have to be a little bit stronger. Even if somebody hurt me, I'm not going to let you know you hurt me. I'm just going to keep moving on. But then I was moving on to something else, and that's why I was continuously moving on, because I inside it made me feel like, well, they hurt me, but I still have control, because I'm not going to tell them that they hurt me.
At 37, my advice to you is find you somebody you can grow old with. I get it in your 20s and early 30s. You like, yo, my type is this. I'm on mass for mass. They gotta be this. They gotta have body. But I'm gonna tell you like this from a person who used to chase looks and not character. Yo, them looks gonna fade, but that character gonna stand. So find you somebody that's gonna love to enter you. I understand you like, oh, I gotta have this. But listen, baby, it's a whole bunch of fine people with no substance. a whole bunch of fine people that is dumb as rocks. Trust. So my advice to you, sit down. Stop being in your 40s chasing. It's time to sit down and get married. Don't you want, I don't understand, don't y'all want a life? Like, who wanna grow old with nobody, bro? So you gonna have all this money, this career and all that, you just gonna be by yourself talking about F niggas getting money. Yo, I think you need to visit some nursing homes and some jailhouses to understand what matters.
Visit www.craigthewriterstewart.com and click the shop button to purchase your merchandise today.
We wanted us to check for VD. For VD. And what were you in? I was in my phone. Where would you take your ass down into that welfare? Use a dummy, bitch.
Calling all pin mob. Calling all pin mob. Honey, the fags are going international. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. August 5th through the 9th, 2026, PhagTawlk Live in Antigua will be going down, baby. Get your tickets at www.PhagTawlkinternational.com. I need y'all to know, honey, that this is one of those trips that you don't want to miss. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going on an all-inclusive resort and spa situation, bitch, at the Royalton, honey, down there in Antigua.
I'm not too sure where Antigua is, but the pin mob, we're going to Antigua. Make sure you have your passport, make sure it's up to date, and be sure to get the travel insurance just in case something happens, because life happens. The spots are moving quickly. Do not wait until the last minute. You have an entire year to pay this trip off, so do yourself a favor. Treat yourself to a good time and meet us in Antigua for PhagTawlk Live.
And for my rich bitches, add on the rich bitch option to include a full day with us as we tour the island, and who knows what else we gonna get into. God damn it, don't meet me down there to the ticket place. Beat me at the ticket place. That's right, girl. Honey, meet us down there to www.PhagTawlkinternational.com, honey. Low deposit and payment plans are available.
And it's interesting that you say that, because I think I was talking to you, Elgin, one day on the phone. And I was saying that when you ask anybody the key to a relationship, I don't care if they're gay, straight, whatever, most people are going to say what? The key is communication. But I think that there's a distinction, just like somebody said earlier about when you told him that you were gay. I think it was Tito. When you said you were gay to your mom, she immediately thought that you had been molested. Because I think we all have this idea of what it means when we say communication. And what I was saying to Elgin on the phone one day was, yes, communication is key. But communication in its basic form is like, well, how was your day today? Did you get to pay the rent? Or, those basic surface conversations. But there's a distinction between communication and sharing. I don't think we share. And when I say share, I'm talking about my mom just passed and I'm going through something. I'm going through a depression, or I've been out of work now for 6 months and I'm really nervous about my bills. Because when your personality shifts because of a life circumstance like that, that's the sharing. That's the stuff that we don't communicate. And when you don't share those kinds of things, the temperature of the relationship changes. And that's what sometimes brings the relationships to an end. And then what happens is, we're in this relationship, we've been together for a year or two or whatever it is, and I'm now going through something, like I said, a life change. My mom passed, or I've lost a job, or whatever's going on, and I'm not communicating or sharing that with you. So we go through this whole thing in this relationship for 6 months where the temperature has changed, and I haven't said, you know that something has changed. I haven't communicated to you that it's changed or what's going on inside of me, and then we break up. Then 6 months down the line, or a year passes down the line, we're broken up, and then I run into you somewhere, and then I now have healed some, and I now have some clarity, and I want to come to you and say, well, babe, at the time, I was feeling this, and this. I was depressed, and it's too late because we don't have the conversations in the moment.
They call that relationship ghosting, because you disappear.
Yeah.
In the relationship, even though you're physically still, you disappear mentally.
Right. And that speaks to what you were saying about not communicating and sharing.
with guys in general, though.
It does.
The first 6 months we were having a good time.
Right.
Sex in the room, in the garage. Now, it's always a good time.
Sex
Where you having sex?
In the garage, wherever it is. It's a good time. And then when the nitty gritty stuff starts to come, real adult stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
And it is. And you're just like, everybody just kind of like, oh, I don't want to shave. I'm not going to tell this because I'm going to look like a weak man if I say.
Absolutely.
But I think,
but that's what you're supposed to be vulnerable to this guy that you like. Why not?
But I think we don't try to build friendship.
Right.
When we're trying to get to know people, we don't build that friendship.
Right.
I want my partner to be my best friend.
You know my guy, right?
What you say, Marvin?
I gotta work.
Well, sometimes they don't share because people don't really know the people, that people will use that against
That's
them.
true too.
No,
that's true too.
Yeah, so people are very protective of what they
What they
share,
share.
who they shared
No,
with,
that's true.
because people do throw it back in their face.
Right. And I also think that we set up emotional barriers in our relationships that we don't set up in our friendships. I think we're a lot more open in our friendships than we are in our relationships. So then my follow-up question to that is, at what point do you break through that emotional veil and start to do something differently? Because we're all getting older every day that we're here. So at what point do you start to do something different? And if your goal really is to be in a relationship and have a partner where the partner is your best friend, when do you really kind of go through that layer and do something different?
It starts by defining the kind of relationship you want. Because right now, I don't want a traditional relationship where we have to be partners and we have to live together,
So what does your relationship look like?
A mutual respect, a companion. Because I can be bipolar as fuck.
We know.
That makes a lot of sense.
But I need to have that. We need to have that conversation where I don't need you at this point in my life. I don't need you to be all up on me all the time. We don't have to live together.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can talk on the phone every night. We don't have to see each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not emotionally available for that kind of constant.
Are you in therapy?
Yes, I am.
I'm asking. I'm asking as a friend.
Wait.
I'm asking as a friend.
Wait a second.
Yeah, we know. You're lashing out. You're lashing out now. So is that something that you communicate if and when you meet people? That's something you communicate. Okay, now what kind of relationship are you looking for, Tito, Ryan?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really looking for a relationship right now.
Okay, Tito say he's not looking for a relationship right now.
I'm still
Mourning?
I don't know if it's more.
No, he said that he lost a loved one.
So
You weren't listening.
I were.
I think partly, but it's also a rediscovery. I'm just like really focused on myself.
I think that's cool too. I think we talk about relationships like, oh, you need to be in a relationship. And granted, I love my guy and I'm happy. I'm happy in our relationship. That's great. But when I was single, I was happy single
Me too.
I think you have to find that love for yourself, and that's how it works. That's how you operate in the relationship. Because I think if you lose yourself in a relationship, the relationship is doomed anyway. Because you're always going to resent this person for trying to do this to you. So I think you still have to, and that's a hard thing to do sometimes in a relationship. Still hold on to you as well, because you're trying to give this person so much. You're trying to find that balance, but you still have to keep you. I have to always
keep a part of you.
You have to. I tell my guy all the time, I have to have me time. I have to. That kind of stuff is very important. But yeah, when I was single,
I'm absolutely happy. I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life.
I don't want to meet somebody and say I have this relationship.
Wait, hold on, Calvin. What'd you say, Marvin?
I just said I'm happy in my singledom. Everybody rolled their eyes.
Everybody rolled their eyes when you said that. I rolled my eyes because you said. I rolled my eyes because you said that you had not had any instances where you had fucked up a relationship. We've all been somebody's disappointment.
No.
I don't agree with that.
We've all been somebody's disappointment.
They all disappointed. I'm not all disappointed.
But wait a minute. So it was something that you said that was key. I think that it is important to always have some time for yourself.
That's why we agree with that.
I think it is important to always have time for yourself, but I think also when you say to someone in a relationship, sometimes it's easy for them to feel offended. Like when you say, listen, I gotta have a date for myself. You can relate to this. We talk about this a lot with you. Like you like to have your time for yourself. You wanna be in the park or walk or go for a ride on the bike or whatever. And I think sometimes a person's ego is so fragile and they take it personally and they hear you saying, instead of them hearing you say, well, I want my Sunday to myself, they automatically assume, sometimes because of their own trauma, that, well, what is he up to? Well, what is he doing?
That's a part of that communication and that sharing, though. And see, you feel different, though, when you start living with someone. Then that me time really becomes important when you're in each other's faces like that.
Yeah.
So then it's not really until you're there that you realize, oh, gosh, I need this time to myself, you know. And that person understands, you know, it may be, you know, kind of difficult in the beginning because they are probably thinking like, me time, but what are you trying to tell me? But then you do get on each other's nerves sometimes.
That's a part of life.
It's a part of life. You get on each other's
That's a part of life. But I think, well, go ahead. I don't want to cut you.
No. Yeah.
But I think that sometimes many of us, whether we're conscious of it or not, I think a lot of us, and maybe not now, but at some point I think a lot of us thought, and even for some of the young people who may watch this, I think a lot of people think that relationships have to be virtually perfect in order for you to get to 5 years, 10 years. And as soon as there's some friction, and I don't mean dysfunction, I don't mean domestic violence or anything like that. I don't mean disrespect, all of that kind of stuff. I'm just saying when your personalities aren't gelling or things come up, I think we sometimes are so quick to run. And that's not a gay thing. I think that's a people thing. I think that's a relationship thing.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, I think sometimes we're so ready to run. But my thing is, if you run today, you'll run every day for the rest of your life. So the question then becomes, if your goal is to be in a relationship, what are you going to do differently? And are you not tired of starting over?
What's your favorite color?
Like, I don't need to know anybody else's birthday.
Well, because I am comfortable being single, and if you communicate with me, I'll let you know infidelity is not a deal breaker for me.
If infidelity a deal breaker for anybody else?
It's not for me.
Is it a deal breaker?
It is for me.
It's not for me.
Deal breaker for you?
Deal breaker. Okay.
Deal breaker? Who is Tito? It doesn't look like cheating is a deal breaker for you. Is cheating a deal breaker for you?
You violated the agreement. What was the agreement? Look, the agreement
that's why we have to make the agreement.
But if you violate the agreement now, if we didn't agree to be open, you violate.
Yeah. That's right. That we open. That's
no, I'm not saying that you have an open ticket to go out and fuck.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying that
they're not saying they didn't fuck for 2 years and nobody said anything.
What I'm saying to you is, if you cheat on me,
it's not a.
Don't just hide it and say, oh, no, it's over. We can talk about that. Because if I love you, I'm not gonna let some one night.
Well, what if it's an ongoing thing?
That's a whole other.
It kind of seems like you need an open relationship.
No. I need a relationship where we have honesty and trust.
So did you consider it cheating when y'all weren't having sex for 2 years and nobody said anything? Because y'all obviously knew y'all were having sex with other people.
No, I know I didn't say this.
You didn't consider it? No, did you consider it cheating?
No.
Well, what did you consider it?
What was that?
We were moving on. We were transitioning to a whole different relationship. No, we had conversations, but my thing is, infidelity does not have to be. You know how many people will be divorced?
Are you seeing your health insurance premium shoot up for 2026? You're not imagining it. The federal tax subsidy has not been extended for 2026, and millions of Americans are now facing major increases in their monthly premiums. But you don't have to navigate this alone. Rain Young's office specializes in helping families and individuals make sense of all the changes, compare plans, and make sure you never go uninsured. They break everything down in simple terms and find options that fit your budget. Licensed in 9 states, her team is ready to help you get ahead of the changes. Have you already missed the deadline? Don't worry. Give them a call. See how they may be able to help you with the options that are available. Call or text today to protect your coverage and your peace of mind. Don't wait. The 2026 changes are already here. Let's get you prepared. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and I'm inviting you to join my Patreon. Don't know what a Patreon is? It's my official video diary with only exclusive content that you won't see anyplace else. It's easy to join. Just visit patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. Here's what you'll find on my Patreon. A day in my life, whether that's dinner with friends or a typical workday. Live Q&As with members of my Patreon about each episode of the T.S. Madison Experience and what I was really thinking. I'll even bring you on vacation with me. The video will make you think that you were right there. And last but not least, for all of my aspiring writers, I give you first-hand, one-on-one, personalized attention, answering all of your questions about publishing and self-publishing. So what are you waiting for? Join now. Swipe up or visit www.patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. I'll see you soon. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Craig the Writer. Do it now.
Calvin, you were saying.
If every woman or man left their partner because of infidelity, you know how many people would be divorced? And I would also say that my mom may have stayed too long with my dad.
Different generation.
And maybe that's why I stayed. But I don't have to have somebody. Sex is, for one, sex has never been a big part of my relationship. I enjoy sex, but sex is not something I can go without sex forever. I can please myself, you know.
So do you have the infidelity conversation when you start dating with the person, or when it happens?
No. But if you come to me and you say this happened, don't think that I'm just leave you. There's a conversation to be had.
So how important is sex in a relationship?
It's not as important as people make
On a
it.
scale of what?
1 to 10.
No, it's important
12.
because you want to please your partner, and that's where the compromise comes in. Even though I may not be as sexual as my partner, I will please him if he wants. That's what he wants, you know. But I'm not looking for a cheating partner.
That's some bullshit.
But if he does cheat, that don't mean it's over. Because for one, I'm not gonna let some one night stand motherfucker take everything I had for 5 or 6 years.
Well, again, usually it's not just a one night stand.
And that may not be. And we will get to that point. But if you talk to me and say, you know, this is what happened. I had an affair. I said, okay. Are you in love with them? Are you just whatever? We have that conversation. But it doesn't mean that we're over. It may mean that we're over. But we need to have that conversation.
How important is sex for you in your relationship?
For us?
6 years in.
Wait a minute.
Well, it doesn't necessarily be your relationship that you're in now, but just in general.
I think it's important, but in the
1 to 10.
But in the relationship, you go through moments where it could be a 20, and then third year may not be there, but then you may have something else the following year where it may be back to that 12 again. So you're always in these. It's because that's a part of that growth and how you feel about this person, and then with your daily activities like work and things like that, it may not be as important at specific times. So
I agree.
I
agree with him.
Yeah, it could be a 10 today. It could be an 8 next year. It could be a 10 the year after that. You know,
Because it does go stale at certain levels.
It plateaus.
Yeah, it plateaus once in a while.
Well, question is the act that's important or how good it is that's important?
Or is it the variety? Because it seems like
Variety sometimes gets
because again, if the consensus seems to be that sex is not that important, why does it feel like? And I've never done a study on it, but if we just think about the people that we know that have been in relationships and the relationships that we've been in that have ended in cheating, if sex is not that important, why do the relationships feel like they always end in cheating?
Because I am open to open relationships.
Because I think people.
I am open to an open relationship.
But that doesn't answer the question. What were you gonna say, Elgin?
I don't think people are honest on day one about their sexual needs and curiosity. I think we show up and say things like, hey, I can only be with you and I only want to have sex with you for the rest of my life. We say that on day one, and that might be true, like Mickey said, on day one. But year 3, you know, I need to reserve the right, even on day 1, to say, hey, year 3, we have to redefine what this looks like for us. And we got to say, hey, at this point, we might can bring somebody in. I don't think people are honest on day 1 about, like, if we took a survey in this room, if nobody has answers, but are you excited about having sex, the sexual experience with the same dick or ass, whatever you like, for the rest of your life? That same one, the rest of your life. Do you think that's going to fulfill your sexual need for the rest of your life?
But see, I think that's what happens with us too. We get overwhelmed because we think about the bigger picture, like, oh, I got to be with this person for the rest of my life. Why not just take it day by day?
Yo, please feel free to let me know if I'm bugging or not. But it seems like the only way that you are able to be in a long-term relationship with a nigga in the gay community is if y'all open y'all relationship up. It's like everybody who's been together for years on top of years on top of years, like they always end up opening their shit up. And if that's the reality of this shit, if that's what y'all motherfuckers is telling me and showing me, then yeah, let me go ahead and check the fuck out now. Cause that is not going to work for me. Like, it is not going to work. I sat down and I thought long and hard. Baby, that shit ain't gonna work. Yeah, I'm gonna be single for life. I don't even give a fuck. Like, that shit is not gonna work.
But we show up on day one saying it's gonna be like this forever. I need to tell you on day one. What if I told you on day one, yo, on day one, yeah, it's me and you. But 10 years from now, we might want to bring A, B, and a C in.
But that goes back to what I was saying earlier.
But you really don't know that. I mean, like on day one, that's how you feel at that moment in time. Right. But what it sounds like what you're saying is, but I want to have space to like share if I feel something different 10 years from now.
So what are y'all saying? What are y'all saying different than what
right? What you should, but. I mean, on day one.
I'm saying you didn't name it in day one. You went silent for 2 years without naming it.
Oh, yeah, y'all was sleeping in the bed like Laverne and Shirley for 2 years.
But then also, when we talk about a relationship, other things that happen in this relationship. So we're talking about sex, but other things that happen in this relationship that are also important that you think about. So that's why some other relationships, also, and you start talking about money and things like that.
And our family
that also plays a part in it. But I will say this. I met this one flight attendant. He was a pastor and he was a psychology instructor for this.
Wait, hold on. Let him finish this. So you said you met a flight attendant who was a pastor and a psychologist.
And he's an older gentleman. And so he was saying, and it did make a lot of sense, but we were talking about, he was saying the reason why a lot of relationships don't last, and he's talking about heterosexual relationships, gay relationships, everything he's saying, because we're raised in a certain way to think that there's only one soulmate. And he said, in this large world, how could you possibly have just one soulmate? And he was saying this is where his congregation has a problem with his beliefs, because he said, so many beautiful people in this beautiful big world. He said, you're going to come across millions of people and you're trying to say that there's only one person out there for you. And he said, but that's in Western civilization. He said, you go to other parts of the country, people have multiple wives, other families. He said, and this is not an issue. He said, but we made it an issue in this country. And he said, and so I can.
No, I get that, because like literally I'm working on a book now. And one of the things that I say in the book is there are 8 billion people in the world. How did we get to this idea that there's only one person for you?
Again, what did I say? Y'all said.
And I think that there are people, because that thing that you sent to me, Elgin, today about the whole elevator thing, like you're an elevator, and this is not mine. I'm repeating something that Elgin sent to me. We're looking at on social media today. The analogy was you're an elevator, and in order to get to the top floor, there has to be certain stops, and people get off on certain stops, and the elevator can only carry but so much weight. Not everybody can get on the elevator. And when you see those elevator doors closing, you should not hold the door to let people on. Some people just need to get off. And in the context of a relationship, I think sometimes we try to hold on to people, but the truth is there is some good in goodbyes.
Yeah. Well, I held on to a friendship. That's the part you're missing. We were friends. I held on to a friendship. I loved him. So when we broke up, we're still friends. And my families are friends. We're friends. So there's a whole lot that goes into a relationship that you have to divorce yourself from.
Yeah. But just to tie this part in with what you just said and what we were just saying right here, that this all goes back to the piece that I was saying a moment ago about communication and sharing. Mm-hmm. When you go into the relationship, you may be on the same page and saying that we're only going to have sex with each other, but then something may change for you or for him or for both of you. But when the temperature changes and you don't discuss the temperature changing, that's when it gets murky.
Yeah, thank you. And that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And what Calvin said to you is that...
Yeah, because y'all didn't have that conversation. Y'all didn't have that conversation.
No, we did. Calvin recognized the temperature change. We had that conversation when we were ready to have that conversation.
But it was 2 years after.
I mean, that whole conversation that was had throughout the whole thing, but we had the conversation when we broke up, but nobody had said...
They didn't have no conversation because he was still in the hood of the car.
Hello?
So they obviously weren't communicating or sharing.
We had that conversation when we were ready to have that conversation. Nobody can say, Calvin, this is when y'all should have had that conversation. We had that conversation when it was appropriate, and we felt comfortable enough to have that conversation. And we maintained a really good relationship, friendship. So our friendship was much more important than fucking. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It goes back to your original question. How important is sex to you? 1 to 10.
At a certain point in a relationship, friendship becomes more important than sex. It became more important than sex.
I think the relationship has to have friendship in it.
And everybody's relationship is different. What works for him may not work for you, or vice versa. This is what worked for him.
Right.
So.
But also, friendship is part of the relationship. It's not just.
Well, it should be.
I'm defending my relationship to you.
You don't, but I want you to know it wasn't a relationship.
It really wasn't. Because how long did you say the relationship was?
It could be two different.
How long did you say the relationship?
We were together for 7 years.
Minus 2.
5.
We were still in a relationship.
I need you to subtract the 2.
We were still in a relationship.
They were still in a relationship.
No, they were still living together. They were not.
Because when I went over there, you said it was over. When I went over there, you said it was over. We were just friends.
Y'all were girlfriends.
Honey,
with a mortgage. Y'all were girlfriends with a mortgage.
If I want to live in my relationship as a relationship,
You were girlfriends with a mortgage.
that's why you sisters that have young 2-year relationships.
Because I know when to get out. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and laying up in the bed with a motherfucker. I'm not gonna sit there and laying in the bed with a motherfucker that we ain't fucking no more. And we just
We ain't
said we ain't together no more.
Let me ask you this.
But I'm gonna check his hood.
Let me ask you this.
Bro, I'm gonna check the hood.
Okay, there are many heterosexual relationships where eventually they get twin beds.
They get what?
Twin beds.
Yeah.
But they still in a relationship.
We're not talking about them. We're talking about you.
We're talking about relationships.
I'm 40 years old. I'm not sleeping on no twin bed.
There are many heterosexual relationships that
Hold on. You're older than 40. Don't try it.
Hold on. I'm not sleeping. Regardless, I'm not sleeping on no twin bed. Single.
Communication is our partner. Clarity is our friend. I just want to make sure. Okay, look. Fenner was doing the math in his head like, wait a minute, we met in Morehouse, so he can't be one.
But there are many relationships that grow to the point where they separate and then move.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
They're still in a relationship.
Yeah, but y'all weren't.
Yeah, bitch, we were in a fucking relationship.
Okay, well let me ask you. What?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex?
Sex is important to me, 10.
I said 1 to 10, dear.
I said 10.
Y'all just said 12.
What about you?
And wait a minute, when you get 60, what you think it's gonna be?
I'm not 60, so I don't know. I'm not even 50.
Wait a minute. Ryan asked Marvin.
Yeah, because
He said it's still important.
He's in a twin bed.
1 to 10.
How about an 8? Oh, that's a good 6.
Sex is very important.
Yeah.
It is.
We're Libras. I'm gonna say about a 7.
But you know, the kids are fluid. Now you have to be fluid.
You got to be fluid.
Yeah.
Fluid or fluid?
Fluid. And
Flexible.
maybe bring somebody. Like you say, bring somebody else in.
Well, I think that he is not trying to bring you in anything. He barely wants to sit next to you on the couch. But listen, but wait a minute. But no, seriously, I think that there are people who also think that in order for a relationship to sustain, that it has to become open at some point. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to do the couples relationship or couples conversation, because I think that there are people who believe that the only reason relationships will sometimes last is because somebody's cheated and they've overlooked it or worked through it,
right,
or because the relationship became open. So what do you say about that?
To each your own. I mean, you have to make your relationship work for you.
Sure.
If you feel some kind of way, I love this guy. This is my dude. You know, and we're at a place now where maybe we need to bring somebody in. Maybe.
But do you think that relationships have to become open in order for it to?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I think they have to be honest.
They have to be
Yes.
And I think what happens is we aren't honest.
Right.
And I think, and not to speak specifically. Okay, to speak specifically to this, at some point in this 2-year gap, y'all weren't honest about the changing or the evolution or the need to change the type of relationship we have. And that's my point. If we're that close, let's talk about this. Let's say that this could change. Like Mickey said, on some days it's a 10, some days it's a 7, some days it's 20. What matters? Like, let's have that conversation.
We have no problems in our home. We have no problems in our home.
Right, because y'all had a mortgage.
No, it wasn't because of a mortgage. We had a friendship. We had no problems in our home moving how we.
So why y'all stop fucking?
So we grew apart, and
Why y'all stop fucking?
We grew apart sexually.
He didn't want it no more.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me what you need. So you didn't have that conversation openly.
We
With him.
eventually had the conversation.
Eventually, bitch. That's 2 years.
What I'm trying to say to you is there's no time frame that we need to have that conversation.
I think 2 years is long enough.
We had a mutual respect. We had a mutual understanding. Everything don't have to be a verbal.
But I think now we gotta have that touch base.
No, you don't.
The friendship is more important than the actual sex.
The friendship is more important than the sex. But then my question
You
becomes.
have what you have.
But then my question becomes, why did y'all still sleep in the same bed if you were in a house?
Because we're friends.
Girlfriends?
We're friends. We have great conversations.
Great conversation.
Okay.
Bitch, you have great conversations. Great.
I'll say this though. Were you still attracted to him? Were you still attracted to him?
Wait, so y'all was spooning, but y'all wasn't fucking?
Oh, bitch, we did it. We're spooning. Yeah. We all cold.
So you was,
That's
were
the
you
man.
still attracted to him though?
Not sexually.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay, well, we can't help you here.
Every relationship is
different.
Okay, we have to talk to other people, Calvin. So, Ryan, so Elgin said something important. He said what's missing is honesty. If your partner came to you and said, listen, I know we said we were going to do this thing, it was just me and you, but I'm kind of feeling like I want to kind of do this other thing. What you going to say?
That's a conversation. I'm at a place in my life where that is a conversation.
Listen, you said it, but you never had the conversation to translate.
We're done talking to you, Calvin.
No, but like Elgin said, it's all about honesty. I respect that you're being honest with me, so I'm gonna think about it.
Now, Tito didn't really tell us why that relationship ended, even though I know, but I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Because I know that you would not, you might have a conversation, but you would have checked out.
Yes.
You gonna have the conversation, but you're gonna check out.
I might not.
You might not.
When did this happen?
He's evolved.
But I would respect the conversation. I respect the honesty.
But you definitely gonna start checking out.
But I respect you being honest with me.
Well, Craig, he's aging. He's evolving.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
So you have to have that conversation immediately? Or do you get to a point where you're comfortable to have that conversation?
No, the guy came to him and had the conversation.
Yeah.
Just don't wait 2
His
years.
partner came to him and had the conversation.
Right.
Yeah, I would respect the honesty.
I do too. I think that the honesty, but I would check out too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because I already know where this is going. Okay, what's the youngest you would?
Step out your way.
Yeah, and let you go ahead and do
Enjoy
that.
yourself.
What's the youngest you date? Because we're all 40 plus. So
Oh, you're talking Martin 20.
Everybody look at him like, wait a minute.
25 and 5 feet tall. Chocolate.
Praise God. This message, this announcement is for the 19-year-olds. No, 19-year-olds that keep showing up in my inbox. Son, young man, young sir, come on out of there. Huh? You have no place in this house. And the thing about it that cracks me up is like, when I read y'all profiles, y'all are the very ones that be like, no dudes over 40, no dudes over, like, no old dudes, like, literally. And I'm the very man that you're speaking against. But surprise, I speak against you.
I speak in tongues against you.
Come on out of there. Come on out of my inbox. Leave me alone and turn me loose. Today.
So 35 years for you, Mark?
35?
No, 35 years apart.
No.
You'd go as low as 25?
That's a baby. 20-some years old.
So what's the youngest you date?
It's 38, 40.
Okay, that's about 20 years. 22.
I love it. Because I like the energy.
Yeah, because Marvin is young and hard.
I ain't sitting around here eating food, being fat, and doing. No, we need to be moving. Let's get out. Let's go do some shit.
Right. What's the youngest you dating, Ryan?
38.
You all right with that?
Okay. Finn, I know you're in a relationship. Is there who's older, younger? You usually date older.
I'm usually the younger one. He's older. He's 55.
And you're how old?
I'm oh gosh, I can't even believe this.
Wait, what? You don't know what you wait?
46.
That's a good age range.
Did you add Elgin?
And he's 55.
He's 55.
That's a good age range.
Elgin, the youngest you date?
I'm not going to answer.
Elliot.
Well, I mean, depending on here's the deal.
dates?
It's about sex is one thing. If you just screwing around, having
Yeah, no. I'm gonna get to the sex part, but for relationship,
Relationship, probably.
You just said dating. How
I'm
do you go to a relationship?
47.
No, what's the
I
youngest you
probably
would
can't
date
take
or
you
be in a
serious
relationship with?
past 38.
38 for you.
To 10 year, 30, maybe a strong 35 could get my attention.
What about you?
For me, at this juncture,
30.
No. At this juncture, I'm 49. I'm probably not going lower than 40.
Oh, right.
Maybe 38.
Well, you just took a chance recently, so that's why I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, and it
I
was,
took a chance.
And it was
Wait,
because
do tell.
we had a discussion about not, because I want to keep it nice, because that's
No, go ahead and say it.
But no, we've had a discussion about the 29-year-old. So it was like, and it's like, well, no, let's see what happens. They look good on paper. Let's see what happens.
Because at the time I was, 44?
Yeah.
I was 44 at the time.
40.
I think I was
early
40.
40s.
Yeah, I was something like that. I think I was about to turn 44.
Yeah. And so it was.
So it was like a 13-year difference.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm like,
I'm with you on that now.
I'm 49. I don't think I will go younger
But we
than 38.
were already apprehensive back then.
Yes.
Well, it ain't just about the age.
It's not about the age.
It's the maturity. No, that's the whole thing.
It's about the maturity, but I've also learned that when you're younger, I don't care how mature you are, how early you've left home, how independent you are, your age is going to show up. Your age is going to show up because you haven't had enough lived experiences, and you can't anchor me at 29 and I'm 49. My mom passed away. You don't know what to do with that more times than not.
Well, flip the script. The oldest, because we're talking about aging, and people have this thing when they get to a certain age. And I'm 55. People say I'm not dating no 60-year-old, no 70-year-old, but you're 55.
Right.
So why are we always looking below? Go up. What's the oldest?
See, I never looked.
I like older.
I never dated older.
Well, hold on. What's the youngest you would date? Then we'll go to the oldest.
I said 38.
He said
38.
I said 36, 37.
I go to 65.
The oldest?
Youngest.
He said, what's the youngest?
You said you're youngest.
Yeah, I said my youngest.
What's the youngest you think you would date? I know you're in a relationship, but what's the youngest you would date?
Probably 35.
Okay.
So you say 65, Chris? I started thinking about funeral arrangements.
And hoping that you on that life insurance policy.
But
Now let's go to the oldest. 85.
I was going to go down to the list.
What's the oldest that you date?
80 with a good pension.
65.
Even Josh said, he said, you need Jesus.
80, come on. The 80-year-old.
You dating somebody that's 80?
The oldest I have dated is 60.
And how old were you at the time? Well, that's Marvin.
That's a good 60.
No, but it's fine. I mean, it's
There's some bad 60s. That's a good 60.
the stability there was like no other. And
I dated 60 when I was 39.
yikes, he was feeling on you. He was molesting you.
Right. That was almost pedophilia.
No.
Wait, so how old were you when he was 60? How old were you when he was 60?
Probably like
19.
Probably like 45.
That ain't bad. That's 15
I mean,
years.
that's what I'm saying,
What's the
like,
oldest you would date,
That's a
Fenner?
lot, though.
I think I would do about 60.
At 46.
At 46, I would do 60. I've seen some really good 60-year-olds in shape.
Calvin
Probably 65.
and Elliot.
I'm going to go to 70.
Yes.
Well, you definitely can run a 70-year-old round.
What about you?
Marvin.
No older than me.
Oh. Tito.
Well, tell the folks how old you are.
You would do 60. And what's the oldest you would date now?
I just turned 60.
Marvin just turned, he's a Libra, he just turned 60.
I still do 65.
You would do
I
65
had a
now.
good time with 65.
Marvin, I'm curious to know why you wouldn't go older than you.
I've tried it. They're not energetic enough.
Yeah.
Some of them, the ones
Some
you
of
try.
them, yeah. And
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
they come off that way, and then a lot of them don't have their own friend connection, and it's important to have you're 60 years old, you ain't got no friends.
But there's another 60-year-old that matches you, so it's possible,
I
right?
can't find them.
Right.
You in DC? What you
You're in the wrong city.
There's a lot of them in DC.
You so busy
And
looking
here's
at
the
the
deal,
20-year-olds.
I've never dated older. I've always dated younger.
That's what I'm trying to get to, because we're talking about aging, and I'm over that 50 mark. You start looking at people to say, you're judging, you won't date anybody older than you, so who the hell you think gonna date you? You're not dating
You don't
anybody
need a
older than you.
20-year-old to take care of you when you get older.
So, because you down to know me, I think for me, I think the oldest I'm probably gonna go is probably 5 or 6 years older, and it really depends on how well they take care of themselves.
Yeah.
It's not about you going to the gym and that kind of thing. Why are you making that face, Elton?
You wouldn't do 60?
If he's in a good,
If he's in the
if he's taking care, and that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to the gym. Yes, it's great if you are, but that's not what I mean exclusively.
You did say last time that you would not date a man that had little weight on him.
And I meant that. And a lot of you were honest once the camera shut off. See, a lot of you wanted to come after me because I said I wouldn't date somebody overweight. But a lot of these kids, they said it also, but once the camera stopped, because they wanted you to eat me up.
I think it was me and you that got hit for that. We both got hit for that.
you say that?
That's right. Yeah. Because again, for me, it's not so much about you not being in shape. To me, it's almost a sign of how well you're taking care of yourself. And so, and again, it's not limited to just body type. It's also if you're smoking cigarettes, you smoking hookah every single day. It's how you're eating, that kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. It's from a holistic standpoint is what I'm talking about. So since we're now in our 40s or older, what do you think is really at the underbelly of why so many gay men date younger? And when I say younger, there's usually like a 15-year gap. Because I don't think that it's just a Peter Pan syndrome, this idea that some of us just don't want to grow older or we don't want to grow up. Or I don't think that it's always this idea that you want to make sure you still have it. Like there's a midlife crisis. What else do you think could be there?
Young men are energetic. I mean, they're beautiful. There's this youthfulness to them. And so, I mean, it's always been that way. You know, you think like when you were really young people, older guys really wanted to talk to you. They wanted that youthfulness. There's something with that. And like you said, sometimes with older gentlemen, they don't have that energy, that same type of energy. And I always feel that being around young people, they do that to you anyway. Because even though when I worked in the school system, young people keep you on your toes. They keep you on your toes. So there's something about that type of energy, you know, that keeps you there. But I probably can get on your nerve too. But at the same time, I think it's that energy, you know, as opposed to being with someone who may not want to do those things.
Yeah.
You know, and see themselves as growing older, and this is what you're supposed to do at this age. And,
Anybody else?
And a lot of those young boys are looking for financial security. It's very easy in these apps and those older men who can provide financial security, they go for it. And that's a companion.
I just have a problem when people look at you, because when we went to New York and I was in a car with the Asian guy, and I said I'm 55. He said, what? What does that supposed to look like? Every culture, every person has different genes, they do different things. I don't particularly care for the younger. We don't communicate well. Because I'm on a financial level that a lot of them are not, and it's not just about your money, it's about your financial sense and common sense, where your parents is your support system. You're not an adult to me. So I don't really care for them.
But then even in those instances, that's what I was saying earlier, some of them are very independent. Some of them are very self-sufficient. But for me, it's not about the money part of it. For me, it's about the grounding part. Like I just lost my mom a year ago. What can you really say? Because you more than likely, you still have your mom. You still have your parents. Because there's a gap in age between me and you. My mom is older. Your mom is still pretty young. So that's one instance. And then just life experiences in general. So.
Because you never want to teach anybody.
Right. Me?
He's impatient. That's not, over there, that's not teaching.
He does not want to teach.
That patience level is not there.
I don't mind teaching. It's just certain things I don't want to teach. And there's certain, hold your thought, I'm sorry. And there's certain things that I don't want to go back through with you. I would never rob somebody who's in their 20s or early 30s of their experiences, whether that's going to pride events or running to the parties and the clubs. I would never rob you of that. I know though now at 49, I'm not interested in somebody who's at the clubs all the time, who's flying to this event and that event. I don't want that. But I would never say to you, no, that's not comfortable for me. I would never say that. So that's another reason why.
You show that. And I like that. That's the respect that you show.
Yeah.
This is what I did when I was your age. Have fun.
Have fun.
I don't know why.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather be with somebody who's not interested in that. What were you going to say?
I'm just going to piggyback off of that. I think the same thing too. Because even, with our gap in between us, yeah, we're both adults, but still I have to say that I can't catch up with you. You've already lived your years. So I still have to live my years up to your years. And we just keep growing together in the ways that we can grow together. But I'm not going to be 55 tomorrow at 46. Right. So you have to allow me to still live and catch up with you. So
I'm challenged by when you all say, I don't want to teach anybody. Do we sign up for relationships to teach somebody something, or do we sign up to exist and be ourselves? So can somebody, I'm just curious, I need to know more about that, because that triggered me when you said you don't want to teach anybody. Like, nobody signs up to be a teacher in a relationship. I don't. So what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Just, double tap on that for me.
Right. For me, I think when I say it, I think that relationships, you learn from each other, right? And I think that we all have to be teachable when we get into a relationship. Like, I can't go.
Old or young.
Absolutely. Even if we're contemporaries. Yeah, we should be learning. Even if we are contemporaries, I feel like there are things that I want to learn from you, and hopefully there are things that you're learning from me. But I think we all have to be teachable, because if we go into it with this idea that I have all of the answers, or you have all the answers, and I think that relationships are the place that we go to learn and grow. All types of relationships, even friendships, family, whatever. But those romantic relationships, those are those relationships that are designed to do this, show you you. And a lot of times I think we get offended and we lash out at the relationship or the partner because they reflect who we are. Either they give it back to us in their behavior or their actions, or they say it. This is what you're doing. I don't like when you do that, and then you react. But I think relationships are the place that we go to learn and grow, and a lot of times people don't want to learn or grow. And in that case, a relationship is not where you really should be.
Okay, that's fine. I understand that. That's teachable. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about, I think we can teach people just maybe through just being ourselves.
Right.
Okay.
Now, when you have these large gaps in between, if you're dating somebody younger, how does that line up when certain life changes happen? We're now all in our 40s. I don't know if people have like health challenges now. This is where I want to kind of move into the conversations around. But first, before we even go to that, I want to mention or bring up this idea of being old once you get to 30. And that's not a black gay thing. That's a gay conversation. I mean, I think that's something that white gays talk about, black gays, whatever. I think that's a community thing.
I've never heard that, Greg.
No?
Gay is youth.
Gay thrives off of youth.
That's what it is.
So you're saying once they get to be 30, they consider themselves as old?
A lot of people feel like they're old. Or you notice that a lot of the young kids be like, oh, you old, this, that, and the third, once you're past 30.
Someone called me an OG yesterday, and I was like,
OG.
Like, what is this perception?
Well,
is that an old gangster?
Yeah, old gangster. Mm-hmm.
When you think about
that's it.
Think about most gays anyway. Well, maybe not the young gays, but when you think about just
go ahead and say
it. Straights against gay.
The straight versus gay.
Mm-hmm. I think that most gays are more in shape. I hate to say this, not all the time.
No, but 9 times out of 10, gay men are in better shape than straight men.
And so.
And we look younger.
Yes, I am older, but I can say that I am in better shape than even a lot of people in their 20s or their 30s. So, especially their eating habits, the
hookah every day.
So I know I can,
I agree. But I think there's something to be said when we talk about straight men and gay men. We are more into our skincare and stuff like that, and they're not necessarily
for gay men.
Huh?
There's an expiration date.
What do you
That's
mean?
what he was just saying. 30
You have to be young. If you're not young and you don't have this tight skin, Nobody want to be bothered with you. You have to be.
But what is that about, though? Why do you think there's this fascination with a lot of gay men about staying youthful? Because you're now starting to see a lot of gay men who are getting more into like Botox and cosmetic and plastic surgery and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with dyeing your hair.
Let's talk about it. Because I don't believe in that. So I appreciate my girl.
There's nothing wrong with putting a little color in your hair.
You see, there's nothing wrong with dyeing your hair.
I just like my original color.
I like my original color. And that's why people think that I'm in my early 30s.
This is the color that I was born with.
And that's what I want to keep. That's right.
But I'm fine with the extra wrinkles and everything.
Yeah.
I don't mind those wrinkles.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like aging is something beautiful. I love to see people age beautifully. So I don't have a problem with that. I've always dated older than most of the time anyway. I've been more attracted to older gentlemen anyway because I feel like older men have something. They're distinguished. So to each his own. I mean, if that's what you want, then yeah. But I mean, I find like some 60-year-olds who are just as beautiful as some of the 20-year-olds. So, you know.
So what is it about this fascination, do you think, it is with remaining youthful and staying young? And because it's not even just about putting color in your hair or cosmetic stuff. It's also this, like you see a lot of older guys who really dress young.
Yeah, with the tight pants.
That's a turn off.
Yeah, and they you can tell that they're trying to fit in. They just don't look age appropriate.
So is it a lifestyle?
It's the lifestyle.
I guess some people are afraid of being old.
Well, women do it too.
Women do it too. You're gonna be old.
Women do it too, for sure.
But I do think a lot of people are afraid of getting old.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
But there isn't anything wrong with it.
I would never, and I say this all the time, I would never want to go back to my 20s.
I don't either.
Unless I could take all of this with me. The wisdom, just everything, life experiences. I wouldn't want to go back.
I wasn't that, like I said, I had some issues in my 20s, depression and things like that. So I would never want to go back there where I am right now. I'm happy with who I am.
Yeah.
So, and it took years to get there, but I wouldn't trade me now for anything.
Right.
I just have to take better care of myself,
So who's afraid of getting older? Who's afraid of dying? Who's afraid of dying alone?
Afraid of getting older, afraid of dying alone, afraid of dying. What's the other one?
That was it.
All three checkboxes.
Okay, so talk to me about it. Why are you afraid of dying?
I don't know. It's like, since my mother has passed, I keep thinking like, is my time around the corner? So that's one. Dying alone, oh my God.
What's the fear around that? You think that you'll be home by yourself and
Right. Like,
That's why you get to share your location.
Because my phone is not working.
Well, also it's also where you need to check on your friends and call. If I haven't heard from you in 2 or 3 days,
Wellness check.
we have to be like, where you at?
You
What's
gotta
going on?
check in.
Yeah. That's period.
Wellness check.
Yeah.
Go ahead, what was the last one?
What was it? Dying alone,
Dying and then
what was the other one?
getting older.
Oh, getting older. I've always had to think about getting older. That's why I don't
That's why he lied on the
that's why I
first
don't
season
say
telling
my
us
age.
stories.
I mean,
How old are you?
He's 46.
I don't like telling people my age. I don't know.
But it doesn't change the fact that you're 46.
But nobody knows that until you say it.
Well, they're going to see it in the lower third of the
Exactly.
show, too.
Nobody would know.
They're going to see it in the lower third of the show, too.
When people start being like, well, how old are you? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've always been.
So what's your fear about dying? Do you fear that you're not going to get to do and see parts of the world or do things that you've wanted to do? Or are you afraid of what's on the other side? Are you afraid of being forgotten?
I just feel like I'm not ready to go. But then it's like nowadays, the way we see all these people just dropping dead, you just never know if it's my time.
Because it does get scary because it's just like when you sent that message, I think we all kind of saw that message and then it was like, oh, did you hear about this guy too? It was like 2 or 3 people died.
Right.
And it just kind of moves through the community so quickly because it's all over social media and then you get these screenshots. Did you hear about such and such? And you're like, oh my God.
And it's like, which guy?
Right. And especially if it's a group picture, like, well, which one died? You know what I mean? So it feels like we're at that point in our lives where we start to think about it more. Like, I don't know if I know when I was in my 20s, if somebody died, I wasn't thinking like, oh, am I next or when is it? You know what I mean? But I think when you're now like 40s, 50s, 60s, you're starting to think like.
I mean, the dying alone, and I mean, that part, just from what we saw the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
People dying by themselves.
Yeah. Anybody else afraid of dying alone? Or getting older or dying in general?
I think that dying. Like, because, like, what is that? Like, I look at, like you said, how does that navigate? Like, what happens to me?
Mm-hmm. Is it dark over there?
It's like, am I still dreaming? Am I like,
are you conscious of it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what happened?
This is my in case I die folder. It's where I keep every important document my family would need if something were to ever happen to me. You can store your birth certificates, insurance information, passports, and medical records, and it even comes with stickers so you can label everything. Instead of having papers scattered everywhere that was giving me anxiety, now everything is organized in one place so it's easy to find. If you've been saying you'll get your life together one day, this is your sign. They've been selling like crazy, so grab your Just In Case I Die binder while it's in stock.
Need the right card right now? Meet Say It in a Card. On the go, busy day? With just a few taps on your phone, you can pick any card category, personalize it, animate it, and send instantly. From the fun and festive birthday, love, thank you, to heavy hitter moments, sympathy, breakup, repairing a friendship. Yes, we cover that too. Original animations bring your message to life. Confetti, sliding text, playful colors, custom motion, all built inside the app. Make your greetings stand out. Why scramble for a card, rummage through stores, or send a plain text when you can craft something meaningful, quick, and totally you? It's convenience meets creativity. Download Say It in a Card now on iOS and Android. Create, animate, send in one effortless tap. Your moments matter. Make them memorable.
So I'm writing a 5th book now. It's called The Soul's Ultimate Purpose in Life. And I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm actively.
Say the title again?
The Soul's Ultimate Purpose in Life. And so one of the things that I talk about in the book is why, going back to what we were saying earlier about there being 8 billion people in the world, why is it that your soul connects to or attaches to the souls that it connects to? Whether it's in your relationships, your family, your friends, even here, like there are 8 billion people in the world. Who configured that our souls would connect, right? And then there's this whole idea that, you know, when you pass away, you're reunited. There's some reunion with people that have already passed on. I think that's hopeful, and maybe that's what happens. I don't know, but no one's ever been over there to say and been able to come back to tell us that that's what happens. But there's this idea, and I think people feel that way and talk about that so much because I think it makes people feel better about dying and feel better about losing people. It's like, oh, well, we'll see them one day again. But I don't know if that's really what happens. And if your soul does reconnect in another life, are you really conscious of it? Are you aware of it? Are you aware that this soul is the soul that belongs to your mom or your grandmother, or whoever it was that passed on?
I'm not afraid of dying, but I'm afraid of the thought of how. I don't want to die of a horrible death.
Right.
I'm not afraid of dying.
Right.
You know, I think we've died many times before. You know, because it's a deja vu.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So in terms of, because Elliot, you can share what you'd like to share in terms of, because I know like when I think of like losing my mom, it was like heartbreaking. And it was just like, oh my God. Like, not only did I think about my own mortality, but it was just, it was like the world just went still for me. Like holidays mean very little to me now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking forward to like holidays and things like that because it's like my mom loved the holidays, especially like Christmas. So like, and even though I still have my dad and I have nieces and nephews and aunts and stuff like that, it just feels like I'm moving through the world kind of like on autopilot almost. But then similarly, you know, like concurrently rather, I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. Like everything that I wanted to happen in my career is going the way that I wanted to go, but I lost my mom. So in the context of like relationships and friendships, I start to think now about my friends who are really close to me now, like when you start to lose your friends, what is that gonna feel like? Like my biggest heartbreak was losing my mom, but now I'm thinking, like, what happens when I start losing friends? And then my other fear now is my friends who have yet to lose their mom. My fear is now for my friends who haven't lost their moms yet. That was one of my biggest fears, losing my mom, and I know what that feels like now. But I have friends who haven't lost their moms yet, and I'm like bracing myself for them.
The older they get, the harder it's going to be.
Yes. Yes. Because that was one of the other things. Like, I became caretaker to my mom. So, like, even when you're talking about putting that into the mix of dating or dating younger or just dating in general, like, how does that play a part? Because I know, Marv, you do a lot for your mom, run errands and that kind of thing. Like, are those things that you're thinking about now as you see your parents aging and losing their independence and that kind of thing?
Mama, how was your mother?
Gone too, but I think that I will say this: watching her get old, like that was hard.
Watching your mom get older was hard.
Like, she never got like old, you know. But I remember going home one day and just seeing her in the kitchen. She didn't move the same. The face wasn't the same quite, and so that's when I realized, oh my gosh, this woman is getting older. She still moved, and even when I go home and I look at my dad, like little things, he still looks amazing. But I still look at him like, oh, that's not the same. And you see these old pictures of him, and you're like, this is
what I remember.
This is what I remember. And now you see them, and you're like, oh my gosh, that realization that they have more years behind them
than they have in front of them. Yeah.
And so, I think losing my mom, though, opened my eyes in a way that I'm not afraid to die. I don't want to die a brutal death, or, you know, anything like that, tragic or anything like that. But dying isn't scary to me anymore.
Really?
And would I love to die with someone near me? Yes, I would. But I realize that it could or could not happen. I think more so for me, I'm just eager to meet my creator. Not that it has to happen today or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I still would love to do so much more.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't wait for the day that I meet him or her. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know.
And see, I've never had the fear of dying alone.
Oh, definitely not.
I don't have a fear of dying alone because even if I'm not in a relationship, I've always been a person that has people around me. Mm-hmm. Like, I gravitate to people and people gravitate to me. Yeah. So I don't have that fear of dying alone. I do have a fear of dying. I have a fear of being forgotten. And then I have a fear of losing my independence. Like, I want to live a very long time if I still have my faculties. Like, I don't want to have somebody having to help me to the bathroom and bathe me and I'm not in my right mind. Like, I don't want to live that way.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I don't want to say it's the same as losing your mother. But I feel like I've lost my mom.
Yeah.
My mom she's not the same lady.
She is
I've
awesome.
lost that mother.
Yeah.
So right now I'm preparing myself to lose her physically. But I think I'm at a place now where I think my mom's tired. And she's just not the same.
Yeah.
She's still the sweetest little lady. She's a different mother. She don't know who the hell I am. But she's really sweet to me. It breaks my heart. Many nights I just lay in bed and cry.
Yeah.
Because I lost my mom.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that the people who physically lost their mother, because I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, but I understand what you're saying.
I understand.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Every day.
You know, and physically you see it.
That's what family members who deal with Alzheimer's and mental and Alzheimer's and dementia. When you lose them, not knowing you've lost them mentally, you've lost them emotionally because there is no connection from their side, not intentionally. So that's preparing you to lose them physically because that's the final step. You're already in the what is it? You're pre-screening or I hate to use that word, but you're preparing yourself to go through that.
Yeah. Because you see her, she look at me, she can see there's something that she knows, but she just can't put it out.
Yeah.
Right.
So have you anybody lost like someone close to you, like your close friend? Because like I think about some of my close friends. Like I was talking to my friend Angela one day recently, and she's 15 years older than I am. And so I was like, yeah, because when I'm 75, you're gonna be 90. And I said, and we just kind of like laughed about it. And I was just like, oh my God. And I got teary eyed because I was like, oh my God, like, but then I'm gonna be like heartbroken when you pass away. She said, no, she laughed. She said, no, you're gonna be like, oh my God, my friend Angela was da da da. I said, yeah, but I'm also gonna be heartbroken. And I think after a while of living long, like let's just say you get to 85, 90, whatever, after losing so many people, I think you become tired too.
Right.
And you get tired of experiencing loss.
But there's a beauty in losing her and, oh, you have these great memories of her.
Yeah.
And she says, you have these great memories.
But it's also a reminder, you're coming up soon.
Or that's when you, if you make it to that. I had those same thoughts with my friend David. We were going to grow old together. That didn't happen. So when you lose someone who's close to you now, that hurts a lot more than losing them as you get older, because we're expecting we're not going to live forever. Mm-hmm. But losing someone at 59 and you're 55 and it was unexpected, that's heartbreaking.
That's a lot.
That's really hard. I think it's easier for somebody to have a sickness and die than somebody just to die in a car accident or something.
Yeah.
Because it's sick, you can prepare.
My best friend died in a car accident, and he and I were like this until 26. We went to school together every day, elementary, middle, high school, college, all of it in car accident. And to get that phone call.
That makes it believe it's real.
Elgin, have you lost anybody close to you? Like friends?
He can challenge me, he gonna lose his self.
Okay, so what piece of advice would you give to like young gay men coming behind you that you wish someone had given to you? Or that you think that maybe they could benefit from? Like as you scroll through social media and you see how this lifestyle, when I say lifestyle, I don't mean gay, I mean this lifestyle that a lot of them live now is so different. It's so similar in a lot of ways, but it's also very different in a lot of ways. What piece of advice would you impart?
I'll go first.
Slow down.
Stop sharing so much. We share too much.
Oh, I like that.
We share too much. We give people too much of our lives. You know, parts that people don't even want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Keep some stuff to yourself.
Yeah. Elliot?
I would just say prepare yourself for your future. If I knew now, because I'm the most financial stable I've ever been in my life. Mm-hmm. I've always been financial stable, but I can honestly say I have a lot of money. I can retire tomorrow. However, if I had done it at 25, I would be a millionaire. Mm-hmm. If I had done just the minimum at 25 and prepare yourself to create your own family, because when you get this age and you may not have family members who are going to support you, those friends that you build and those families you build will be the ones when you leave who will support and take care of what needs to be taken care of. Because your family may not be there.
Right.
Elgin, Mark, it was Ryan. I think Ryan had something.
I said slow down. Slow down. I mean, it goes so fast.
It is fast.
It is fast.
Yeah.
I was just 30 yesterday. I was just 30 yesterday.
No comment.
I just moved to Atlanta.
But I do agree with Elliot. You need to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
And it's important to do that. Get your schooling, and even if you don't use the degree today, you may need it tomorrow.
Get your what?
Your schooling.
And even if you don't go to school, like you got to have a plan.
Advance yourself. Read, learn some stuff. Because that social media stuff is what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to carry you till you get 60.
The way AI is going, it ain't going to last long.
No, they're going to take it over. And it's already slowly taking
But look at the way so many social media or mediums have come and gone. Mm-hmm. Periscope was here and gone. We've seen them playing around with TikTok. Vine came and gone. You know what I'm saying?
It's gone.
Yeah.
Patreon is still, I'm surprised Patreon's still going. Oh. How many people know about Patreon?
Oh, they know about the Patreon. They know about the Patreon. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Hey.
My piece of advice would be stop being so concerned with trying to be on the A-list. Stop being so concerned with trying to be known and being popular on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like when I look at social media and I see some of the kids, and when I say kids, I mean gays, I don't mean like children. I'll see the kids in Miami who know the kids in LA, and they know the kids in Atlanta, and they know the kids in Dallas and Houston and New York. It's like, it's like you can tell that they don't even know who they are. They are just so anxious and so desperate to be on the scene and known and all over social media. And it's like, just figure out who you are. Like, stay grounded in who you are, focus on who you are.
I'm for them having a good time.
I'm for you having a great time.
I love all of that.
But don't compromise your values. You know what I mean? Just always remember who you are and don't get caught up in being a follower. You know what I mean? I think so many people get lost trying to follow other people. Tito?
No, I'm just taking back on, like Elliot said, and I think he said, so just prepare for, retirement and financially, and, because it's coming, that day where you no longer can be put into the job market like you used to. And then also just live.
Yeah.
Like, just live. Like, every moment is sacred, you know what I'm saying? So, in every, like, when you're in your 20s, your 20s are your 20s, you're gonna make mistakes, and you're trying to figure out life and stuff like that, and that's fine. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna try to understand who you are and you're rediscovering yourself depending on how you move through life or prior to high school, and then in your 30s, you're discovering yourself, and you have, because you're usually career oriented. If you're not, you usually kind of cemented in a situation where you have a steady flow of money coming in at that point. Just live and just enjoy life and the people that you're with, because, cliche as it may sound, you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, so.
Fenner, Elgin?
I think I would stress the importance of just being self-aware and knowing who you are. And once you find out who you are, don't forget who you are when you're around what you're not. Because so much, you.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Because you'll find yourself assimilating, or you'll just.
Yeah, you'll start morphing into someone that you don't even recognize.
In the gym, next thing you know, you're doing the OnlyFans because everybody else doing the OnlyFans. And I also would, I really want the younger generation to bring. When I was coming up being gay, it was fab to be gay. Like, we looked a certain way, we carried ourselves. It was about character. It was about looking apart. You just looked good. Now you look regular. Don't.
What does that mean, regular? What's regular?
We're not gonna go there, but I'm just saying, like, just bring the polishedness back to being gay.
I agree with that.
One thing, even when I was in high school, you might talk about the punk, but the punk or the 60s always had his shit together. He made A's and B's. He made money. He probably drove a BMW. You know what I'm saying? It was that. So bring the polishedness back to being.
He had his business in order.
Right. Have your shit together. Don't be out here like just everybody else. Like.
But with the school system, you see what kids wear to school.
I think it's more artistic and then more creative.
That goes universal.
Be fab. It was fab to be gay. Like when I came up amongst, but then I also grew up in ballroom too. Like that was the beginning. So it was a whole nother level of being fab. So just.
Was a ballroom kid.
No, I grew up in.
You're a ballroom. Was you in a house?
Hey, we're not going there. That's another show.
Well, you're not the only one that was in the house. Speak now and forever hold your peace. Speak now and forever hold your peace. Okay, T.O. was a motherfucking Miss Rahi. He was a Miss motherfucking Rahi.
But just bring the fabness back to being gay. Like, just, we was some fab. But here's the thing, though. There are certain things, and I don't know much about it, but there are certain things about the way he carries himself that says, this
that you have some sort of conditioning.
It's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? But you need to have that about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Marvin, what would you say about the younger ones? Oh, you did? What'd you say?
That's that old age disease.
Wait, what did he say? It must not have been interesting.
No,
No, you're getting sleepy over there.
It's your bedtime.
Yeah,
It's your bedtime. That's your pre-senior card already made. It's already
sleepy
there.
over there.
I am not sleepy.
Oh, you forgot?
I thought Finn already said his. Oh, go ahead.
I would just say, love yourself and show
So
yourself
busy.
grace, be patient
Wanna
with
beat me
yourself.
Love yourself, show grace, be patient with yourself.
You know, you will be influenced to do so many other things, and just remember, you are good enough. I know, like, sometimes with us, you know, we're all about visuals, and we'll make people feel like you're not good enough, you have to have this, you need to be this way, but love yourself, take time for yourself, and show yourself grace.
And don't compromise your standards. Don't compromise your standards for no relationship, for no guy. Like just know who you are. Be firm in who you are.
Yeah, keep your individuality.
Yes, your individuality. That is so important. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for doing this. I think this will really be helpful for a lot of people, not just queer people. Excuse me. The microphone is over there. I'm trying to. No, I'm trying to close out the show. He talking about. Is that Elgin?
He's coming now.
Well, I guess I'll wait and do it again, Cassandra.
Elgin,
They're closing out.
Elvin, they said you have a small bladder.
That comes with age, I'm just saying. I mean, not that's the reason why I'm going. Right.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Y'all don't wake up and pee at night several times?
You don't pee like 10 times. You pee in the middle of the night.
First of all, I've been drinking. Y'all don't wake up. Who does not wake up?
I don't wake up and pee in the middle of the
I've
night.
been drinking that.
That sour sop?
Yeah.
Get you some sour sop. I'm gonna put the link right down here. Cassandra, put it down there.
Yeah, since I've been drinking that, I don't wake up in the middle of the night.
Maybe.
Yeah, and that rice coffee.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Get you some
Right.
I'm gonna send you the link for that sour sop. And it's good for preventing cancer and things like that too. Your joints. Do you have joint pain and stuff? You seniors?
We're not selling that.
Right, no
We're not
joint
selling
stuff.
that. We need to close it.
You have no joint
Mine
things?
don't pop, like, they don't pop.
They don't pop anymore. See, it's the sour sop.
he's not in the ballroom.
What's in it?
Sour sop. There's moringa in it. There's some sea moss in it. There's turmeric, black pepper. It's a bunch of stuff. It's all natural.
Get it.
Yeah, I got you. I'm telling you. I'm trying to listen. You might be a little better if you took some of this advice. But anyway, listen. I appreciate you guys for doing this. Thank you so much. I think that it's an important conversation. I do think this is an ongoing conversation. So I think that we'll have this conversation again, and then we'll change out people and stuff like that. Because I really was gonna just move away from the black, gay, and Asian part, but I do think that it's a conversation that we can continue this one and just continue to add to it, build onto it. And maybe at some point we'll bring in some women into the conversation too, because this season or this series got a lot of activity and interaction from women too. And not just gay women, like straight women.
Well, we can talk about the disconnect between gay men and gay women.
We can talk about that too, for sure. So again, thank you. Please share the video, like it, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you for being here.
Thank you. Because it seemed like most of the gay men that I was interested in were closeted out of fear that being openly gay would negatively impact their prospective career. I began dating an inspiring actor and a model that I met at Seafront, a gay club in Reseda. Is that how you pronounce it? Reseda. Noble appeared to be my age, 6 foot tall and a solid 180 pounds.
Really?
The night I met him, it was obvious that he was in shape because his plaid button-down shirt was open. This is porn.
It's not porn, but that's from my second book. Have a seat. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and I'm inviting you to join my Patreon. Don't know what a Patreon is? It's my official video diary with only exclusive content that you won't see anyplace else. It's easy to join. Just visit patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. Here's what you'll find on my Patreon. A day in my life, whether that's dinner with friends or a typical workday. Live Q&As with members of my Patreon about each episode of the T.S. Madison Experience and what I was really thinking. I'll even bring you on vacation with me. The video will make you think that you were right there. And last but not least, for all of my aspiring writers, I give you first-hand, one-on-one, personalized attention, answering all of your questions about publishing and self-publishing. So what are you waiting for? Join now. Swipe up or visit www.patreon.com/Craig the Writer Stewart. I'll see you soon. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Craig the Writer. Do it now.